Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's Jay the Great here. We are back with another stream. I do apologize for the hiatus, but we have returned. There's plenty to discuss from many aspects of the internet, from, of course, the anime to media and the Invincible season is concluded. We talk about that. The Boys is halfway through its own season, respectfully, and the state of the anime community, of course. So there's plenty to discuss here. I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're all doing having a good, safe spring. Spring has just begun. Me and Batman are here to answer any questions you may have, to discuss many things. We tried to list some topics to discuss, of course. If you guys have any questions of your own, please feel free to ask. What's going on, Kedrick? It's good to see you, brother. By the way, before we begin, make sure to hit the like button if you have whatever. It's really appreciated. The more likes, the better. But yeah,
Yo, yo,
hope you're all doing well.
yo, what's
Yo,
good?
yo, we got Batman as well, of course. We're both here today. Um, but yeah, we came up with some things to discuss for sure. So let's go ahead and I think there was a question asked by one of our servers. By the way, folks, you guys can always ask. We have sections for our podcast questions in our servers. Feel free to join them if you're not in there already and ask whatever questions you may have as well. Let me see, where was it? To get the show rolling. Gotta go to work, but great seeing you. Hey, much love, Kedrick. Good to see you, brother.
Take care, man.
Let's
Be safe.
be safe out there. Let's see here. So, shout out to Sir Goats. He had a question. What if Sukuna possessed Madara? So, that's an interesting question. Assuming he could possess Madara, um, it'd be an interesting interaction because clearly Madara physically is more
Be like a
capable than
Tail Beast
Sukuna.
scenario.
Yeah. If we were to just be generous and kind of use our imagination, if Madara were to have his physical prowess on top of the abilities Sukuna possesses, I mean, he'd just be further more threatening to anyone he may face. I mean, Sukuna has a domain expansion. He has the world slicing ability, I believe. So if we
It'll amp
are the
Madara's body even further, technically.
yeah, with Madara's body, it would just be just a more of a monster than he already
And
is.
honestly, like, I don't think Sukuna would be able to do what he wants, though. Like, even if, like,
Yeah,
if Madara's possessed and, like, he's within that, that weird realm or whatever where he can awaken or talk to him, whatever. Like, Madara is just so powerful where I dead ass think he would just shut his shit down. Like, he'd be like, nah, bitch, you ain't
facts.
controlling.
Because we do
Like, you
know,
can give your power to me, but,
yeah,
like, you ain't taking over, like, the wheel.
facts, because we
Like,
know that in the JJK world, we've seen that. We've seen Toji basically overpower I believe it was the sorcerer that started this kind of their own version of Edo's. He broke out
yeah.
of it, killed the sorcerer, and then went on a rampage and basically killed himself after he saw his own son. He still had some care for him, even though he wasn't in Fushigura's life. He killed himself to avoid having to face his own son. So we do see that possible in that verse. So if that's the case, yeah, Madara would. There's no way Sukuna would be able to control him or ever take over his body, even with, let's say, Madara ate all 20 fingers or whatever. It wouldn't matter. Madara is just far more powerful than Sukuna could ever
Yeah,
fathom.
Sukuna scaling
Um,
is just not. It's just not like we don't have anything really like that you could use to substantiate that he's like some like level of skill and it's just far beyond Madara. Like this is like if
yeah,
anything, it's to the contrary for Naruto. Like you're talking about fucking a verse where like the Ten Tails, for instance, right? Like it's technically like when it's first introduced, like Naruto's like its power is like limitless, like it's made of nature
exactly.
energy, blah blah. Like it's just a ridiculous amount of fucking power, right? And then yet you see Madara and Obito come over here just casually controlling it. You know what I mean? Like and just dealing and using it as its fucking pet toy and shit. And then like eventually they merge with it and they're able to utilize its power and be a fucking Shinjutiki and everything. So like I don't know, dude. Like that's like high levels of like immeasurable power already at that point,
Especially in
you know.
comparison to especially in comparison to
Yeah.
JJK. I mean, it's a
And
whole
that's the
different
ten
level.
tails. That's not even the nine tails. Like the
Exactly.
nine tails, Madara controlled like his little puppy.
Yeah, like a child,
Like
like a pet, literally.
so that's like I don't know, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it just that's pretty crazy territory. And mind you, the ten tails is no joke because that's like an alien type like creature. Like it was literally derived from the fucking the clan. from
Exactly.
aliens from
Yeah.
space and shit. So like they're the ones that harness and raise it and plant, and all that stuff. So like again, we're talking about like crazy level of power. When JJK's never really indicated any realm of that, like it hasn't
Never.
gotten to that point yet. Maybe it'll
Yeah.
get to that point in the new series, but it has not gotten there yet. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing to indicate that.
Not
So
even
maybe
close.
like
It's
some hyperbolic data books if JJK has that type of stuff, like you could try to, do some highball scaling, but again, it's data books, like you can only do
exactly
so much for statements, and that's a whole other thing. So
facts. So yeah, that's
yeah.
an interesting interaction. But yeah, that's how most likely that would go. But yeah, like we said, we have plenty of topics to discuss. I think obviously the most fitting would be Boruto's new chapter, chapter 33 of Two Blue Vortex.
Yeah.
So essentially, we have Mamushi, the Senju who could clone himself. Essentially, that it seems near infinite. He does so in this chapter. He's trying to essentially avoid, them destroying him. Damon actually gets involved for the first time, and from my knowledge, it's the first time we've seen him, engage in physical combat. Essentially, he's destroying them. But the problem is Mamushi is he's replicating at such a high rate that Damon actually starts to show fatigue. He actually says verbatim, "I'm starting to get short of breath." So we see for the first time Damon show some sort of vulnerability. Obviously, full power, he can destroy any clone one on one, but we do know Momushi's clones don't weaken in power the more he replicates. They're all the same power level, but they get dumber, essentially. They actually start cannibalizing in a way and start fighting each other. That's how stupid they become when he starts reproducing in the thousands. But they're still substantial enough to actually make Damon fatigue, which is actually very problematic. If he can't handle the replications of Mamushi, then they're fucked because even Boruto has admitted like this guy's leagues above me. At least to the last time that he compared himself to him. Maybe he's closing that gap now that he's older and more mature, but that's problematic. We do see
Kind
again
of reminds
Damon
me of
show some
Naruto after the
weakness.
war all over again, where all his
Yeah,
like Caesium clones and shit.
exactly.
Like
So
they're like fucking
he
mid Kage level, like just as a clone, which is insane.
exactly.
So
So if Mamushi is giving Damon issues and the rest of Konoha, that's very problematic. Obviously, he's after Ida. They're gonna have to figure something out. Boruto's gonna have to unleash maybe Momoshiki's abilities. We all know that in the last couple of chapters he's been speaking to Momo, kind of at least insinuating that Momo is willing to work with him, perhaps. Kind of like the Kurama situation that Naruto had before they were best friends or friends. Kurama would hand him chakra when he saw that his life was on the line. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe Boruto will actually become the strongest entity in Boruto if that's the case. Because I'll say this: if he could surpass Damon, and let's say he fucks up all these clones and actually kills the original Mamushi, then you have a conversation that maybe he's even above Ishiki and Baryon Naruto. That it starts to become more of a conversation. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be definitive,
either
but
Boruto or Himamari will take like the
yeah,
spotlight. I could see with the Nine Tails or
facts
something. It's like
with the Nine
something's gonna
Tails.
pop off. Yeah.
Yeah, because Damon, we all thought he was kind of like this knight in shining armor for the issues that have been arising. But if he's getting tired because there's just too many of them, then we see his first flaw, which is his stamina. And it makes sense. The guy is literally a fucking toddler, and he's never even really had combat before. So it's not necessarily like he's in his own prime. I mean, he is a fucking cyborg, but I don't know. I'm assuming he'll grow and become more powerful, of course. So it's an interesting time. It's definitely an interesting time right now. But they're gonna have to figure something out because this fucking clone dude, this Mamushi guy, is very problematic. We saw Sarada show some vulnerability, I believe, with her MS. She actually became fatigued from utilizing it so much. So we do see a little bit of nostalgia there with us, obviously reminding us of Sasuke with his vision problems in the past, Itachi, the guys that, basically it's always been a vulnerability of the Uchiha that have MS. Their light begins to diminish the more they use it, and we saw Sarada basically pass out because of high utilization of her new ability. So that's another problem, another thing that is
A lot of
is
people were
basically confirmed.
freaking out about that too, though. They were like, "Oh
Yeah,
my god, like she just used it. Why is she suffering? Blah blah." And like they're like making fun of it or saying like it's bullshit or a plot hole or like all this stuff. And that's if you actually analyze Naruto
Yeah,
That's actually not the case. Like, because the moment Sasuke used his MS for the first time, which was against Killer B, he immediately started having issues. Like right
that
after
is
the
true.
fight, when he was
Yeah,
sitting down, he tried to get a glass of water and it fell over, and his vision started going blurry. Like the
yeah,
moment he used it, So like even someone like as strong as Sasuke with the reincarnation of Indra, it didn't matter about stamina or chakra level. Like he was just as affected as well. Like everybody's
exactly.
basically been affected. And people always
Yeah,
then try to throw in, well, what about Kakashi, blah blah, and all this shit. It's like, well, first off, it's argument ignorance, all because we don't see Kakashi immediately go like show any blindness or whatever the first time he uses it, which is against Datara, doesn't mean he doesn't suffer the same effects. Like that doesn't
exactly.
make any sense, right? You don't have
Yeah,
to see it as long as we have consistency of this thing happening every time an MS is being used. Therefore, it's yeah, every person that does it will feel the same exact symptoms. Because people always try to say like
exactly.
Kakashi didn't go through that until like fucking the War Arc or some shit, but that's not even true. And then not only that, Kakashi literally says to Itachi when they're about to fight, like, how much of your eyesight have you lost? Implying he has the MS, and that's why Itachi got shook a little bit. He's like, wait, Kakashi, you awakened it? Like what? Like you can
Facts.
actually, try to put up a fight now. So from the get-go, Kakashi knew of that weakness. So there's already like evidence substantiating that he has dealt with that after acquiring it and
Facts.
testing it because Kakashi can't just get it out of nowhere. Like, no, he has to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So like point being said, it's always been a fucking thing. Always.
Yeah,
Like people
it's
just forget things.
yeah, it's been a
Um
commonality in Boruto and in Naruto for since Uchihas were introduced. We saw Sasuke, we saw Itachi, even Kakashi. Like Batman said, when he used it against Deidara, I believe he was bedridden from its effects. And Sarada's young. She did spam it in this chapter because there's literally thousands of clones of Mamushi, and it affected her vision. I mean, it's not like she used one little black hole and that was it. She spammed shit tons, and because of the taxation of her chakra, she passed out. So yeah,
even then too, like it doesn't even matter about spamming. Sasuke did a Mataratsu Genjutsu once on Killer B, and that
facts.
was enough to fucking be, already going blind. So like again, like I don't know, people are just weird about it. But I just wanted
Yeah,
to put
very
that out
weird.
there. Everybody was fighting about it on Twitter and shit, and it's like
Yeah,
everybody just forgets like that's
nothing
always
new.
been
Yeah,
a thing.
exactly.
Like
What's going on,
Boruto's
Mr.
not
Pillow?
not
What's
like
good, Jay? What's
yeah.
the topic?
So,
We're talking about the new chapter of Boruto. So if you have any questions about that, feel free. Any questions about anything, of course, feel free. But yeah, it was an interesting chapter. A lot of like subtle revelations. Obviously, Sarada's vision restrictions. That's again, like me and Batman said, that's consistent with all the other Uchiha in the past that have had of MS. Um, Damon actually being somewhat vulnerable when it comes to his stamina, and obviously how problematic this Senju is. Mamushi is just a problem because he could spam these clones at such a high rate that despite even someone of Damon's caliber, they still can't take him out before he replicates again. That's going to be a problem, like we said. They're going to have to use intelligence. They're going to have to use something to offset this issue because if they don't, they will fall to Mamushi and he will end up killing
yeah,
Ida and everybody
either
else.
overwhelming amount of power can deal with it, or
Yeah.
some type of like intelligence hacks type plan. That's the
Yeah,
only
they're
way.
gonna need Shikamaru's intelligence. You're gonna need Amato's intelligence. They're gonna need all the intelligence they can muster. Obviously, fucking I'm already forgetting his fucking name. The fucking dude that could see the future, his ability to see the future if that's useful. He does
Koji Kaku,
Koji,
whatever,
yeah, yeah.
some
He
shit
does
like that.
expose
Yeah.
some vulnerabilities that he has. He says that he's not all knowing, that these like future iterations of reality come to him, but they're not. He's not all knowing, and he can only go based off what he knows, which is a problem. So sometimes he's even predicting based off what he sees to predict what's going to happen after. So there is some vulnerabilities to his like future ability, future seeing ability. So that's another problem they're going to face. But chapter 33 was quick to the point. I think it was good. It's still, not a bad chapter. I did see Twitter as well, like Batman. There's always gonna be criticisms, especially of Boruto due to romanticizing Naruto and due to the OG fandom never giving Boruto a chance
They're
as a
they're just
manga.
stuck in their feelings, bro. Like that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Like, it kind of gets to a point where I'll give it to him all day, every day. Like especially if you only saw the anime of Boruto and you didn't immediately read the manga, because the manga gets straight to the good shit. But the anime,
facts.
like it was all kinds of fucking weird bullshit So like
Bullshit.
that I can
Yeah.
understand all day, like criticize whatever, blah blah, yada yada. But like, but after everything ends and then there's the time skip, like it's just fucking peak the whole time. Like how can you bitch at that point?
Facts.
like
It's like
like
it's been
and even like way past that, like once you if you just ignore all the bullshit in the Boruto anime and you just go straight to the manga, main events, even that animated is just amazing. It's peak. You know what I mean? Like, and that's before the time skip. So like I just if you really love Naruto, you're gonna love Boruto, right? There's no
exactly.
way you can love Naruto and hate Boruto. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
And like again, even though Boruto is the future, we've talked about this in the past. Boruto Uzumaki himself is basically he is a symbol of someone trying to withhold the values of his father's generation. He's still trying to maintain the ways of a ninja. Obviously, he holds Sasuke very dear to himself, being his mentor, and obviously Naruto being his father. This isn't just Kishimoto or the protagonist simply like fucking not giving a fuck about the past. It's still being respected. Boruto, of course, is the literal man on a mission trying to protect his father's legacy, which is the Shinobi Way. He's rejected all the other forms of power. Of course, in the Chunin exams, he used a fucking scientific ninja tool. We know that. He learned his fucking lesson. But he's trying to protect those values, which is why he's willing to sacrifice his own life for that to be the case. So it's a good narrative. Am I going to say it's better than Naruto? Probably not, but it's not bad. And I'm not going to romanticize Naruto to that extent to where I'm going to say Boruto's ass, because Two Blue Vortex is not ass. It's a great narrative, and that's just the truth of the matter. And board on Twitter and these social media
Hey, bro,
forums, we're gonna
you
see.
just can't hate on boards. Like,
Yeah,
especially like even if we ignore everything as a whole, at least the MC, right, aka Boruto, like there's just no way you can't fuck with that. Like it's
facts.
literally a fusion and mixture between Kakashi, Sasuke, Naruto, Jiraiya, like all in Minato. Like it basically
Yeah,
Minato as the main character. Really, if I'm really gonna say, it's really just Minato. But like it's
facts.
basically Minato as the main character, but with like multiple like Fruit Foundation, where it's like he gets different aspects from Naruto, from Sasuke, from
Yeah, he takes
Jiraiya,
pieces.
you
Yeah,
freaking name it. Like, but it's mainly Minato's genius essence, right? Like, flat out just into the next generation. So, like, that's
facts.
what, like I don't know, like it's like how can you not fuck with that, bro? Like the guy knows flying Raijin, Rasengan, all this stuff has karma. Like, it's just come on, man. Like, how do you not
Yeah,
fuck with that? You know?
he's essentially had he's gone through enough as a protagonist to gain respect. I think in the eyes, at least with people that aren't just fucking Naruto glazers. I think he's gained respect. He's earned his keep, and he's carrying the mantle well. He's not an arrogant little shit face anymore. He's grown up. He's maturing, and he's nobly trying to carry his father and Sasuke's legacy. So. It is what it is, and there you guys have it for that. But next up, we
Dude got a
have to
sword and a Rasengan, bro. That's
facts.
crazy.
Like the guy is
And
literally a
imagine him
hybrid of
having
Naruto and
Sage Mode.
Sasuke.
Imagine when
Yeah,
he gets Sage
facts.
Mode potentially. Like that'd be fucking
Facts.
crazy.
Koji needs to teach him that shit. That's what needs to happen. He needs to teach him fucking Sage Mode. But yeah, next up we have to discuss this peak media. Speaking of peak media, Invincible season 4, folks. Of course, spoiler alert ahead. This shit was fucking
Yes,
peak.
yes, so
Fucking
good.
peak.
That season was
God
fucking
damn.
great, bro.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think it was the best.
Before you say, it, I gotta show this shit. Hang on. I gotta show this shit real quick because this
Yeah.
shit. All right, the first thing I just gotta immediately address this nonsense because people were saying some crazy shit and it's just not true.
Oh
So
shit.
there's a lot of people on Twitter or a lot of people saying Thrag is a fraud,
Oh my
which is
god.
crazy. Let me show you this shit.
Let me see
Let me
this
show you.
shit.
Like, can you see the screen now, Jay?
Yeah.
Uh, okay, cool. If you can't see it, just let me know. It should keep playing. Watch this shit. Look at this shit.
The child was a failure. He was no brother to you.
This shit was peak.
I killed
That shit was fire.
I'll kill you too.
Watch this shit. Watch what he does. And y'all called him a fraud.
Facts, bro. Dude, this shit was fucking
Look at this.
fire.
He rushes him and he
Bloodlusted.
stops it with his head.
That is wild work.
With his
That is
fucking
wild
head.
work, bro. Let's just say
And
this.
it just gets
Thrag,
even more crazy. Like, there's just so
yeah,
much more
bro.
too. Like,
That dude is a
oh my
fucking
god.
monster. I'll have to say this. two things, and it's going to lead us into the next conversation later. One, in my opinion, this is the best season of Invincible. Two, I think at first I was skeptical to say Invincible is better than The Boys, but after this season, I'm probably have to say this show's better than The Boys as of now, unless The Boys
Takes it
ends a
now for
lot.
sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
after
Yes,
the season,
absolutely.
unless The Boys fucking has some killer shit for the last four episodes of this final season, I'm gonna say Invincible's better. But speaking of this
Because The
season,
Boys has a slow start. It's
yeah, it's been
definitely having
slow.
more of a slow
It's been
start.
very
There's been
slow.
some pretty good moments, but it's been pretty slow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very slow. First off, of course, like we've already been talking about, Thrag is the star of this season. The guy is a fucking monster. For you guys that haven't read the comics, he is more powerful here, substantially more powerful than he was in the comics. He was still the most powerful entity there in the comic iteration, but here he's on a completely different level. I mean, we all saw, the clip Batman just showed where Bloodlust Mark, after taking out Conquest and healing from that, we all know that Viltrumites have this like Saiyan-esque sort of evolutionary adaptation where the more they fight, the more they heal, the stronger they get. So this was the strongest Mark you've ever seen. He's bloodlusted. He fucking tries to blitz Thrag. Thrag doesn't even move, and he just puts his forehead out, and he tanks a bloodlusted punch from Mark. The same Mark, actually not the same Mark, a stronger Mark than the one that took out the second strongest Viltrumite in the universe, that being Conquest, or at least it's insinuated that he is. He fucking tanked it, did not move, did not get a scratch. In fact, it hurt Mark's hand. That's how strong this dude is. This guy is probably the equivalent of like anywhere from
Bro,
20 to
he
50
speed blitzed that
Viltrumites.
one dude, the fucking Thaddeus or whatever the fuck his
And
name. He
Thaddeus is
speed
not
blitzed him when he was
weak.
bloodlusted.
Yeah,
Just
he's a
yeah,
monster.
that motherfucker's strong.
He was fucking up in the
Like,
previous episode. Thaddeus was fucking up multiple Viltrumites, including like Anissa and shit. So he's not weak. And fucking Thrag shed one tear and said, "Bitch, goodbye." And he ripped his head off. Like he literally one shot him, like nothing. And here's the funny thing: he could have done
Boyd
that
with
at any
Omni Man.
moment.
Boyd
Yeah,
absolutely would
it was nothing.
shit it on him.
It's like
A
children.
2v1 and he shit it on Mark and fucking Omni Man.
Nothing to him. Let's just say this: if he really wanted to, and I'll get into why he didn't. He could have one-shotted all of them very quickly. All of them. The whole Nolan, Mark, Thaddeus, and fucking Alan, fucking Tech Jacket. He could have done that very quickly and very efficiently. But the reason he didn't, specifically Mark and Nolan, he didn't give a shit about Oliver. He ripped his jaw off and let him float away. It's because obviously he has a deep, obviously passion for Viltrumites. He is the current emperor of the Viltrumites, the Grand Regent. So he did penetrate Nolan, obviously, let him float away. He did poke out fucking Mark's eyes and was going to kill him, but then he saw Viltrum destroyed and he said, you know what? We've lost enough. He let him go. Thrag does care about Viltrumites. That's why he tried to talk to Nolan, in episode 7 when they were on Viltrum. And he was telling him, like, bro, I don't want it. You're one of us. You should come back to us. That didn't work out. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. And that's why we got the ending that we did. A lot of people were talking shit about episode 8 and like, what the fuck? Why is Thrag? Why is Mark such a bitch? And Mark can't do nothing to him. What the fuck? What do you think would have happened if he told Thrag, go fuck yourself? I'm not gonna let you breed with humans. What do you think would have happened? He would have fucking snapped his head right there, and then Earth would have ended. So
They're so lucky he has a blind spot for Virginites because
facts.
if he didn't, bro, they'd be cooked. They
It'd be
all be
over.
cooked.
Earth would be extinct. Mark would be dead. There would be no Invincible. It'd be
And
done.
just and I'm not gonna say a name because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Cause I know certain things from the manga, and
Yeah.
for the most part, they like to stay to it. There is only one dude that has gone toe to toe with Thrag.
Facts.
One guy.
Facts.
One guy.
It's
And you'll eventually learn who that is. That's
yeah.
about it. And he's another guy that's that dog in him. Okay.
Facts. And I hope we see that next
Yeah.
season. By the way, I really fucking do. We better see that shit next season. The person that does fight him. But speaking of the ending, did people not see episode 6 and 7 what Thrag was? Why the fuck would Mark tell him go fuck yourself? Mark had PTSD in the last episode because of what Thrag did and because of how strong Thrag is. Why the fuck would he tell him, fuck you, I'm not going to change shit and go fuck yourself? He would have snapped his head, killed his mom, killed Nolan, killed his brother, killed everybody. So when people are saying Mark's a bitch, like, do you not understand what would have happened if he said no? If he told them no, I'm not going to accept your terms. Mark made
Bro,
the
like
best
Thrag
logical
is literally
decision.
the fucking Hashirama of Invincible.
Facts.
Like I'm
He's
just
like
being
fucking
honest with you.
Hashirama, and
Like,
there's
and there's
no
only
Madara.
one guy.
There's no Madara
yeah,
there. Like,
there
there's
really
nobody.
is no Madara, but there is only one guy that is the actual Madara.
Facts.
He just hasn't
Exactly.
been shown yet. And
Yeah.
and there might be some confusion because I'll say this and give a hint. he was around when all the fighting was going on,
Yeah.
but his weakness is in space. And when he's in space, he actually gets very weakened. It's kind of like kryptonite to him, so he's not like as powerful as he would be just being on the planet and shit
Yeah,
and
with
whatnot.
gravity.
And
Yeah.
he also has to deal with the gravity and whatnot.
Facts.
With that's a perfect advantage.
For
They
Thrag.
have. So like,
Yeah.
yeah. So like it's. So that's all I'm gonna say. Again, I'm not gonna say names, blah blah, whatever, because I'm gonna let it come out naturally for you guys, or just read the comics if you really want to know who it is. But that's the only motherfucker that could actually have a full on fucking death battle and go toe to toe with him. And they fought for days, remind you,
Monsters. It's like
and they
moderate
go
Hashirama type
at it.
shit. Facts.
Yes, they go at
Facts.
it, bro. It's some crazy
It's
shit. I can't
beautiful.
wait till they animate that. That shit's gonna be peak.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be beautiful. When we see that shit, it's gonna be beautiful. And I think Thrag was nearly as perfect as you can get to being crafted as a character. He had an ideology. He had nobility. Like he had some kind of code. Obviously, we saw him spare Mark. We saw him give the terms to Mark that he wanted, even after Mark and Nolan destroyed his fucking planet in front of his eyes. So the guy has a code,
And you wanna know what's
you know.
crazy? The guy, he has a lot of fucking patience too, because after everything he lost, he could have easily gone to Earth and ruled it
Facts.
with a fucking iron fist, like some
Easily.
Hitler shit if he wanted
Yeah,
to.
easily.
Easily. He could have really like got hit. But no, instead he just went there. He's like, hey, you do you. I'm gonna do me. We're just gonna repopulate. That's it. No problems. Back up. And that's it.
Facts.
Like he was
Facts.
being Mr. Nice Guy about it. I
He
was like,
very
what? I
nice.
was like,
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I expected him to like kill all the people he loved, blah blah, the whole nine, and then force the human race to like populate with them, and everything. Like I expected some evil, heinous shit for
Facts.
vengeance and whatnot. But
That's
no,
what I
he was just
expected.
like
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
being the bigger man for whatever reason. I was like,
He was the
shit,
bigger
like,
man. He was the bigger man. He was composed even after they destroyed his entire planet's mass in front of his fucking eyes. Like, yeah, he could have been a fucking dictator and there's
just
not a damn
everything.
thing.
They worked with the
Yeah.
traitor that killed billions of them with the
Fucking
virus, like
Thetis, fucking
everything he's
dude.
seen, and he's still just like, all right,
Yeah, he's like he's so calm. He's like, bro, you know what? You said yes. You're probably not gonna see me again. Peace out, bro. And he leaves. That's it. That's all.
The true essence of self-control, though, is
Self-control.
insane.
Like the guy is the epitome of fucking stoicism. Obviously, he shed a tear. Who wouldn't shed a tear after seeing their planet fucking destroyed? Give him a pass on that. But besides that,
Shit, Vegeta vibes, man.
yeah,
That's
Vegeta
vibes.
shit right
What
there.
the
Like
fuck?
the
That
dude's
hurt
having a
him, yeah.
Vegeta. He's having a Vegeta arc. Like, he's dead ass, and he's not even a superhero. He's one of the quote unquote antagonists. So the dude is peak villain. I think it's safe to say he's probably even superior to Conquest as a villain. And I don't just mean in terms of power. I mean even as a character. Like this guy is probably even better than Nolan season 1 as a villain. That guy's
And don't
that
get me
good.
wrong,
Like,
Conquest and Nolan, they're amazing. They're peak.
yeah, they're
They
awesome.
set the
They're
bar
fucking
pretty
awesome.
fucking high. Like
Yeah.
if anything, I felt like it just got better and better. Like Nolan was, oh my god, and then Conquest was like, holy fucking shit, he's that guy. And then you just
Facts.
got this fucking monster Thrag. Like he's just a whole. And you want to know what's crazy? Like I'm sorry if you guys don't believe fucking Thrag's over Conquest. You just don't pay
Yeah,
attention.
you're
But
tripping.
like
Tripping.
there's literally a moment where like Conquest actually tries to try his shit for a moment.
Challenge shit.
And then Thrag's like, you really want to do this shit, bro? I'll beat your fucking ass. And then he's
Facts.
like, you know what? I fucked up. My bad. No, you're right. You got it.
He's like, you right. You right.
He was about, because he clenched his fist. He was about to like challenge him for the mantle.
Yeah, he was gonna scrap.
And then he was like, you know what? Nah, this guy's he's way ahead of me. I'll get bitched.
Facts.
So,
That scene.
Like, narratively, it implied he was over.
Yeah.
Me. Come on.
Like pictures say 1,000 words. Not a punch was thrown. But you know damn well Conquest was like, nah, I can't, bro. Like Thrag even told his ass, like, bitch, don't make me repeat myself. He looked at him, he's like, yes, sir. I was like, that's right. You cannot fuck with Thrag, bro. He might have called everyone else a worm. He might have lost him anybody and everyone else's face. When it comes to Thrag, though, he's like, nah, I can't fuck with that. I'm not on his level. I might be the second strongest, but I'm not stronger than him. So Thrag was that guy. For most of the time, without throwing a fucking punch, he was him. Literally, Mark punched him in the head. He didn't have to throw a punch. He hurt his own hand. The guy was him without throwing punches for like 90% of this show. He threw a few punches.
Mark started wailing on him when he came to Earth. He was like doing bloodlusted blows, and he's just eating it, and then dodging it effortlessly. Like
he was
taking multiple blows to the face, no blood, no nothing, and then just starts dodging it, and then is like bitches him immediately. He's like, "Stop your shit, bro!"
Literally. It's like,
This is not
bitch.
a competition.
It's like a little kid throwing a tantrum. Like, bitch, calm down. It's let me speak. That's literally basically what we did to him, and he started having a fucking panic attack. After that, he's like, oh fuck. He's like, nah, man, you can't fuck with me. Listen to me. He even told him the way he told him. He's like, let me tell you your fucking future right now, bitch. And he gave him two options, and he was
Yeah,
shitting
he just
himself.
told him flat out. He
Yeah,
said, "Yeah, fuck you."
he's like, bitch, let me tell
uh,
you the future. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen right now. And
and
then
he
we
even
saw
said he didn't deserve it either. He's like, "You don't fucking deserve this shit." But you know what? I'm gonna be the,
facts.
like,
He's like,
you bitch.
I should be destroying your planet right now, but I'm gonna show you some fucking mercy because I'm that guy. I was like, dude, that's peak. That is peak. This villainy right there. That was fire. And he didn't even need to even throw a punch. That's how good of a character he is. The season was fucking peak. Thrag was fucking peak. The fight with Conquest was awesome as well. Could give Conquest his flowers. It was fucking awesome. I did really enjoy that fight. Mark was a
Yeah,
fucking
that fight was
savage.
insane. That
Yeah,
fight was insane.
Mark was a savage there too. He
And it
he
was
had his
crazy,
moment.
like, it was in crazy intelligence because Mark knew he couldn't beat him.
Yeah,
Conquest
facts,
was
facts.
more powerful than him, more better fighter, bit more experience, everything.
Yeah,
Like, he knew he was outmatched, but he's like,
could
"You know
choke the
what? Since
life out
I'm
of him.
relative." Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like, "I'm relative enough, so fuck it. I'm just gonna choke the light, and that's the only chance I got." Which
yeah,
honestly, logically, that makes sense. Like, even realistically in real life, like if you're fighting someone and they're stronger than you or a better fighter or maybe more experienced, whatever, and you really just don't have a chance, but you could at least just choke them and potentially win the fight. There's a reason why people do submissions on someone because if they're just a
facts.
better fighter, that's one way to kind of fill that gap, and
Yeah,
it's smart.
smart. Yeah, and Conquest's own arrogance, his own brute, like sort of like chaotic style, it hurt him because he probably didn't expect that from Mark. He probably wanted obviously a toe to toe, punch for punch, tat for tat fight, but Mark's like, fuck that. I'm not gonna win that. I have to play dirty in a way, and I have to get a hold of his neck and not let the fuck go. And he told him, "You won't breathe again." And he was right. That was cold. I'll give him that. He did get bitched by Thrag, but when he told Conquest that, I was like, that was cold. Told him, "You're not breathing again, bitch." And he just kept on his neck. Yeah, he punched him. He ripped his fucking large intestine out, but he did not let go. That was pretty. That was aura farming. That was aura farming by Mark. Obviously, he lost all his aura the next episode, but it was aura. That was aura right there. That was his moment to shine. So I gotta give Mark props there. The shit was fire. Obviously, we're all waiting for episode. I mean, for the next season. It's gonna be fucking peak. It's gonna be fucking peak. What do you guys say? Thoughts on Daredevil season 2 so far? I think it's pretty good. Similar to The Boys, it's been a slow start. It's picked up. I do need to catch up on the last episode that came out. I haven't watched it yet. Um, but I would say it's pretty well done. Does it stack up to Invincible? No. Does it stack up to The Boys? Arguably.
Yeah, 'cause that's the thing. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like what Jay said. Like, it's been a pretty slow start, and it's
Yeah.
nothing like too crazy. Like, there's a lot of peak moments within it, and it's like, okay, this is fucking dope, right? Like, in the fighting choreography is always amazing. It's
Facts.
always
Facts.
amazing. But the problem with Daredevil is it needs more action, yet it's been actually lacking a lot. It's been a lot more talking and more story building, which I guess is
Yeah. More
fine in a way,
narrative.
but like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you compare that to like the Daredevil Netflix show, that shit had like tons of action
It was
and also
fire.
tons of story building. It had
Yeah.
a perfect balance of it to where it wasn't really lacking in either war. In the newer stuff, lacks a lot of action, unfortunately.
That's
That I'm not
facts.
really a fan of.
Yeah.
I feel like they really need to do better with that. But like Jay was saying, it's really, really slow. Invincible just came out with a bang and just kept coming and going. Every episode, just a boom, 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 just crazy as shit.
One upping
And
each
they
other.
have not
Yeah.
missed at all. While the
Yeah.
boys or Daredevil, it's just been I don't know. It's slow. You know what I mean?
It's
It's
been
just not.
slow.
It's good, but
Yeah.
it's not hitting the same, man. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
have that hype factor and doesn't have that climactic that kind of climactic feeling that we get from Invincible because Invincible had that shit. That if one of them gets the trophy, unless the boys kills it these last 4 episodes, the Invincible has the trophy right now. Invincible has that trophy.
yeah, like,
And
like
when
like
you
if they did a TV like fucking award right now, like the Oscars, some fucking shit. Like just currently what everything has been on so far, Invincible definitely has it, bro.
Yeah,
It's not even a
definitely.
competition.
The voice acting, the narrative, it was fucking brilliant. Debbie, she fucking killed the voice actor. She fucking killed it. Thrag's voice act, it was just fucking peak, man. Everything was peak. Perfect storm. obviously some people are gonna find something to bitch about. They're still complaining about the animation. Like, shut the fuck up. The animation's just fine. It's just they pay these actors millions of dollars to put on these groundbreaking performances, and you're bitching about the animation, bro. Shut the fuck up. It's not that
And it's
bad.
like, bro, who cares? Because if you
Gives
if
a
you want to be
fuck.
picky like that, you would have to wait fucking years for that thing.
Yeah, you want some
Like nobody
fucking
got time for
DBS
that,
wait
man.
time?
Like
Like, bitch, you want to wait 10 years?
literally,
Like, come on, bro.
like
Have some
chill
fucking
out.
appreciation. We wait. Last time we saw a DBS episode, we were in fucking high school. Like, come on, dude. That's fucking crazy. No, you can't make everyone happy. That's a show. Even a show as peak as this can't make people happy. Nothing makes people happy. That's the problem. It's fucking crazy, man. Caught up to Boruto seems like the way to beat Damon is to continuously overwhelm him until he depletes his chart. Yep, that's basically the vulnerability that was exploited in this chapter. Damon might be more powerful and arguably the most powerful entity right now, but if he can be overwhelmed, he can be beaten. Damon actually had to evade because he was short of breath. Mamushi is weaker, obviously, but he had the strategy and the numbers on his side, and he started to dwindle. He started to diminish. He's like, I'm tired. I need to fucking dip because I'm not gonna make it. So that's a weakness. That is a weakness, and that's the first time we've seen weakness in him. So that is very true. Have you seen the Avatar movie leaks, bro? It's crazy that someone leaked it. I feel really bad for the Avatar producers and everybody. It's bullshit. That's bullshit. That whoever that loser is wanted his 5 seconds of fame. Hope it was worth it. Hopefully he gets prosecuted for that. That's bullshit.
No, he got
That's
arrested. He did get
Yeah,
arrested.
that guy's
Yeah.
a bitch. Like, dude, these guys have been working on this peak shit for who knows how many years, and you find a way to expose it and fuck up their shit. Like, you're a bitch for that. So he deserves to be charged and punished for that. It's bullshit. I don't know why people get a kick out of that. Like, oh, I exposed it. Like, bro, you're a bitch. You're ruining it for everybody. That's not the right way to expose someone's intellectual property. That's fucked up. So hopefully he does his time for that. Fuck him. How many arcs of Invincible are left to adapt? I believe they're past the halfway point of the comic book storyline. So if I had to guess, maybe 3 more seasons. If I had to guess, 3, maybe 4. I think they're past the halfway point of the overall comic book storyline. So about 3 to 4 more seasons, I believe, if I had to guess. So they're about halfway through the arcs. That's what they said. I believe Robert Kirkman himself said that. So it's a good time for Invincible fans. But going into the boys now, we must discuss that. Obviously, the season isn't over. I've been enjoying it. Obviously, as always, Homelander or Anthony Starr, the actor, is carrying the show. He is the boys. Let's just give it up. He might be the villain, but he's that guy. The actor is that guy. He's fucking killing it. I do enjoy his sort of like the way he portrays Homelander's mental deterioration. The guy literally thinks he's God now. Obviously, spoiler alert, by the way. He thinks he's God. He thinks he's the chosen one. He wants the world to call him that. So he's becoming more unhinged, right? The season starts with Homelander's government because literally the U.S. is now Homelander's government. The president is literally fetching him coffee like his bitch. Let's just put that into consideration. He's putting people in concentration camps. Anyone and anybody that even likes a mean meme about him, he's putting him in a concentration camp. That just shows how narcissistic and how unhinged he's become. And the problem is, no one wants to challenge him. His right hand woman, obviously the smartest woman on earth, her firecracker, the bitch with the weird ability to like talk to her second head or whatever, Ashley. No one wants to challenge him because he's too powerful. No one wants to even bring up an inkling that he's crazy because the only guy that has the balls to challenge him is his father, Soldier Boy, which is why Homelander has some sort of attachment to him, which is why he basically wakes him up from his cryo chamber at the beginning of the season. The guy is losing his fucking mind. Soldier Boy can see it because he's been in his position. The boys are deteriorating. They're trying to take Homelander out. They're becoming more and more desperate because now we learn that the blood that Soldier Boy has with the original V compound V1 actually makes you immune to the virus that was going to be used on Homelander. So Homelander's trying to find that to make himself immortal. And if that's the case, it's over. He will never be defeated. So it's in that aspect I have enjoyed it. The action, however, like me and Batman have said, it's been lacking. You know, not much going on there. That's probably the sort of black eye in the season is the lack of action. But Homelander again, he's carrying the show. He's carrying the show. Another guy that is an MVP, even though he died early on. Spoiler alert. A Train. A Train's progression, his character progression, one of the best in the entire show. His very death was symbolic because we know he
You
runs
know,
away from
A Train
Homelander.
was peak. Like
Peak,
great
yeah,
transformation and growth, and like what he does in the end, to where he kind of has like
very
that
noble.
Superman and Flash type fight. It was
Yeah,
fucking great.
it
And
was
in all
awesome.
honesty, the only reason why it ended the way it did too was because of the civilian. He didn't want to like
Yep,
kill her like he did it way back then in the
exactly.
beginning with
Yeah,
Huey's girl. Like if he didn't do that,
he
honestly,
probably would have got
maybe he
away.
could have he could
Yeah.
have got potentially got because Homelander could not get him. Like
Not
he
even
was
his lasers
struggling,
could. His lasers couldn't
which
either.
is
He was
crazy.
evading.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like his lasers were the most like closest, most relative actually to him, which is kind of crazy.
yeah,
His lasers are very fast. That's actually like when everything was popping off and everything was in slow motion. It was actually the laser that actually hit him and whatnot. But his perception, everything, like he couldn't really. He didn't even know he was there for the moment. You know, that's how fast he
facts.
is. You know.
Yeah,
So like A Tray is no fucking joke, bro.
A Train.
That dude's
Yeah,
crap.
the
You
dude's
know.
a
Yeah.
beast. It's just
Literally the
like
Flash.
yeah, the dude is the Flash. We saw the true essence of his speed when he saved Huey, when everything was slowed down. Even Homelander couldn't perceive him in that moment. His lasers were coming towards Huey, and A Train had enough time to, redirect some guards, redirect some guns, and still have enough time to.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Like A Train for just like basically for like the probably maybe the first minute, right? Like he has a chance to actually potentially do something. Make like I don't see that's the problem. Like I don't know if he could be able to hurt Homelander, but
Facts.
that's like his best opportunity and time
Best
window
bet.
to do something because when the moment he unleashes his speed initially, he's literally like perception blitzing Homelander. Like he's speed
Facts.
blitzing
Speed
Homelander.
blitz.
That's
Yep.
fucking crazy.
That I did
Like
not
and
expect.
you
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't expect that at all. And like and you could argue is the distance. That was the only reason why the laser even hit A Train because he was trying to save, the person and whatnot. And because of distance too, like you guys know how it works, more distance, less time, But other than that, the fact still remains Homelander was literally in slow motion for him. That's fucking crazy.
That's
Like because
crazy.
guys, think of it this way. Like maybe you could be like, oh no, that's not true, blah blah. No, because in the Justice League, when Flash was moving and everything was in slow motion, Superman started turning his fucking head like,
Yeah.
"Bitch, I
He could
see you.
perceive
Like
him.
I
Yeah.
can perceive you." In Homelander, that did not happen. There was no
Nah.
emphasis. No, it was just
Frozen.
he was in
Yeah.
complete control. Yeah. So like initially, as crazy as it sounds, A Train is actually way beyond Homelander in speed. But as
Wild.
for AP and durability, that's where his problem is.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
when he was running at that speed, because he like moved out of the way to like, not kill that person, he like went into things and that fucked him up badly.
Yeah.
While
It threw off his
Homelander would just
momentum.
go through that shit like a fucking spear, like it wouldn't even tickle him, So that's the
Exactly.
problem. It's his AP and durability lacks, but he's way faster,
Yeah,
way
it
faster.
was crazy to see. Yeah, because another thing we have to consider is when Homelander was evading, excuse me, when A-Train was evading, he was like evading trees at the same time. So he wasn't even going linear. He was like bouncing while, like we said, Homelander was just running through. He was flying through trees like nothing. Obviously, they can't hurt him. They don't stop his momentum. So A-Train is still fast enough, even while evading trees and shit, to get away. Obviously, he
That just
tripped.
goes to show you how much faster he is, though, Jay.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Homelander's going in a straight line, going through shit, right?
Yeah,
So like he has the advantage.
lasers.
While A
Yeah,
Train has to maneuver and slow down and boom, and he's still going like that's
that's a
crazy.
wild. That's wild. He's literally the Flash of the verse, and like we said, his peak moment was not running into that woman at the end because, like we said, that's a symbol. It symbolizes the change in his heart. He's become a hero. He became a hero, and what's ironic is he became a hero after he left the Seven, after he stopped messing with Homelander, after he stopped being famous. That just
But I will
shows the
make this
nobility.
clear: he's not beating Butcher in a fight. He's not beating Soldier Boy or anything because
Facts. No,
he
no.
lacks the AP and durability.
Yeah,
Like he can't. He has the best survivability hands down out of anyone. Like
yeah,
he'll outlive anything. But when it comes to a fight, he's at least I would say three. Like either
yeah.
three or top five,
Top
maybe if you
five.
count the other like Nazi like lightning chick or whatever that was a Homelander in the
Oh,
beginning.
Stormfront.
Maybe
Yeah,
he can't beat her either.
yeah.
But either way, like he's definitely top five though, definitely for sure.
Yeah,
So that shit's
exactly.
crazy. Like to be a perception blitz or speed blitz level above Homelander initially, and then his stamina started lacking, like that's fucking crazy. Like if anything, I really do think he can take a lot of people in a fight, excluding Soldier Boy. People that are within the realm of Homelander's scaling. Like
Facts.
which Butcher was only around that when he took like that weird shit. And then Soldier Boy is just him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
he's
speaking
him.
of carrying for the show too, Soldier Boy, like it's definitely Homelander. Like Anthony, like he's definitely doing it for the most part. But
Yeah.
Soldier Boy, every time he comes through, that motherfucker don't miss either. He's
That guy's
hilarious. He's
yeah, that
peak.
guy's a
That
beast.
aura, like he's
Uh,
great, bro.
he
Like,
he's
and
the
he's
only
always
one.
bitching Homelander.
Yeah,
He
he
don't give a
is.
fuck. He's like,
It's
he's
like
like,
you're a
I know you're
bitch.
technically stronger than me. Even I'm relative to you, but I know you're stronger. But still, fuck you. And he'll just still
Facts.
tell him as it is. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that was cold when he put him in that fucking like gas chamber or whatever, and he locked it. He's like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Bitch,
yeah.
I don't
That,
give a, I
yeah,
don't
but
fuck with
before
you."
we get to that gas chamber shit, 'cause that's actually a
Yeah,
really good talking point. But no, remember that moment where like he fucking roasts him and like goes crazy on him, and he's this like he's down, like literally like degrading him, bro. And you just see
literally.
Homelander's face, like he wants to cry. It
Yeah.
reminded me of that shit with like Jay and Noodles when Jay's just
Oh,
bitching Noodles and
yeah,
and Noodles are just crying. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like oh my god, I was a
He's
victim
like,
too.
I was a victim. Yeah, literally, it was like, dude, he's roasted Homelander more than anyone has in his whole life. When he tells him like, you're a fucking loser. You're fucking. You could see his eyes like he's gonna fucking cry, literally. And then he puts him in the gas chamber. Then he tells him, "You really think I fucking care about you? I don't give a fuck about you. I want to get rid of you. You're gonna die in here. Good luck shitting yourself and trying to break through a nuclear bunker, you bitch." And he just leaves him there, and the dude's shitting himself, throwing up. He does get out, obviously, but and then he has like this weird moment where he comes back. He's about to kill Soldier Boy. And Soldier Boy, because of someone he cared about being that weird thing that was like infect everyone's emotions, he doesn't care anymore. He's like, you know what, dude, fucking do it. And Homelander's like, are you fucking crying? And basically, he know that he still cares about Soldier Boy, even after all the shit, all the stuff that he's told him, all the shit he's talked to him. He stops and he's like, damn, I'll let him be, and he just takes off. And their interactions are very interesting, and probably the best, the highlight of the show is when they're together, speaking and sort of almost bonding in this like very toxic way. Learning about each other, how they both fucked Stormfront, and all this weird shit. So, it's pretty that in terms of that, the show's peak. But yeah, the action is where it's lacking for sure. Have you heard about the
Yeah,
UK
but
incident?
speaking of the boys thing too, with that Soldier Boy incident though, Jay,
Yeah,
when he locks him in there, we actually get something really interesting. I don't know what the comics ever did, so I can't speak for that, but it actually shows that Homelander does have like a kryptonite type weakness with the uranium, like the
uranium.
radiation.
Yeah,
Because it
exactly.
literally weakened his laser where he couldn't even melt through the door, and he
Which is
couldn't even break
crazy.
through anything. He was literally like a Superman moment, like he was his kryptonite.
It's
So
like,
like, which
yeah,
is like that's you like uranium, like that's his weakness.
that's
Like
crazy.
I was like,
That was
whoa,
crazy.
like
That was like some red
that's really
kryptonite shit,
interesting
or
too.
some red sun type
Yeah,
shit, or
yeah,
some
yeah.
kryptonite
Like
type
Red
shit.
Sun, yeah, like he got
Yeah,
fucked up and it was fucking him up. And if anything, it's kind of weird because Butcher could have killed him right there and then, but yeah,
yeah.
that would have been like his
He was
best chance,
weakened.
arguably. Like the dude
Yeah,
is weakened at that, but go for it, bro. Like,
fuck
but
it.
he
He
didn't do
should
it. He
have.
still didn't want to risk it. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
He
But
shit
that was
talked him,
crazy.
but he shit talked him and stuff. And Homelander's like, I'm gonna make everyone bathe in blood. Fuck you. But he broke out. But yeah, he should have taken the opportunity to take him out. I don't know what the fuck, but he's probably like, you know what? I don't want to open this fucking door. Fuck that. Because if he's even 80% of what he was, he's gonna rip my head off. So fuck it. But who knows? That's an arguable decision he made. But Homelander is the star of the show. So is Soldier Boy. It's simple as that. Have you heard about the UK incident? Altercation led to a woman getting ran over and eventually passing away from injuries. I have not. That is a shame. Deaths are always the worst case scenario. It's a shame. Speaking of altercations, have you guys seen that clip of Sneeko getting attacked in public? That I did see. That I did see. That was very bizarre. I will say this. Obviously, you have to be careful what you say when you're a public figure. Do I think that justifies random people knocking you out or hitting you in the street? No, that's not okay. Hopefully, that guy, pays some kind of price for that. But I have seen an uptick in that amongst different creators. Obviously, Sneeko is one of the most viral. Um, it's it shows that no one is immune to repercussions. I'm not justifying physical violence, especially random acts of violence. I'm just saying if you're someone of note and you're saying things that are controversial or even arguably just offensive, there are going to be consequences for that. You know, again, not justifying them, but more so just being the messenger on the reality of words being spoken. That can happen. That can happen, and that could lead to something very bad. You know, so you gotta be careful about that. Even people of influence. Do you think they'll ever bring Miles Morales into the MCU? I think they should bring Miles Morales into the MCU. I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be peak, and I think it's just a perfect opportunity to have a really cool Peter and Miles sort of duo. You know, I mean, whether he's from the multiverse or he's from the MC, like the main MCU verse, I definitely think it should happen. Do I think it will? Most likely, but knowing the delaying of the MCU, it's probably going to be a while until that's the case. We're either going to be surprised or we're going to have to wait till like 2030 for a fucking Miles Morales movie. That's my prediction, but I do think it will happen. I do think it will happen. Thoughts on The Rock's portrayal as Black Adam? The Rock, you know, it's nothing to say, you know, that's the greatest acting ever, but he got the job done. I don't think he was bad. I always see these takes on him that he's a horrible actor. I never thought he was. Do I think he was one-dimensional at one point? Yes. You know, being the perfect, you know, god in every movie he's in. I do see that point. But after this movie, and a lot of people didn't see it, but after his movie where he's portraying the MMA fighter, I do think he's a good actor. Do I think he's fucking, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio? No. But in that movie, I forgot the name of it off the top of my head. It was a good movie. He did portray, you know, a man with pride and distress very well. He did it very well, and he surprised me with how good of an actor he can be. But that being said, yeah, I think he
Yeah, like
portrayed
the
it fine.
problem, yeah, that's the problem with The Rock. Like for the consistency wise throughout the
Yeah,
narrative, like he's always been shown to like be, you know, like and that's just kind of what you have. But like John Cena, like he was in a similar spot like that too. But then when he did that the his own show with
yeah, fucking
Peacekeeper and like that,
that
bro,
was
he had some
fire.
crazy acting like in that. Like
Yeah,
it was amazing. Like remember that moment where his brother died and like that emotional react, like
that was
that was like,
fire.
bro, he can act. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He can act.
he could act his ass off. I think he's a better actor than The Rock, and I don't think The Rock's a bad actor, but John Cena's a better actor. He in his Peacemaker, he fucking killed that, killed it. What's going on, Raspberry? What's going on, brother? Have you guys already talked about the White House incident that happened a few hours ago? Let me look this up. White House. Trump on Honda. There's shooting incident outside the White House. Correspondence dinner. What the fuck? All right, let me see this shit. What the hell happened out here? Trump held a news conference from the White House following Saturday's shooting.
Always something going on.
I
It's
know, what
always
the fuck?
something.
A man armed with guns and knives stormed the lobby outside a high-profile journalist dinner attended by Trump and multiple senior U.S. leaders on Saturday night, rushing toward the ballroom before service agents swarmed him and took him into custody. What the fuck? Damn. Some people really hate his ass, that's for sure. Um, the shooting suspect described by Trump as a sick person was identified as Cole Allen, 31 of California. Two law enforcement officials told the AP, "When you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone." Okay, I guess that's a response. Um, there was no indication of any other involvement, at least as of now. Mayor Bowser said she had no reason to believe anyone else was involved. Secret Service, all officials protected by Secret Service were evacuated. Those in attendance include Trump and J.D. Vance. What the fuck? So as of now, it just seems it was a disgruntled citizen. As of now, we don't know if it's a bigger plot to this story yet. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Uh, Shit just happens, and when it rains, it pours, man. When shit happens in the world, fucking pours. That's what I've seen. They're making a sequel to Godzilla minus one. There's a trailer. Godzilla minus one. I fuck with Godzilla, by the way. I've always been a fan of Godzilla. I don't really talk about him much, but I've been a fan of Godzilla
Speaking
since
of
I
Godzilla,
was
you
a
know we
kid.
fucking name of Godzilla? We need him in a goddamn DC or Marvel fucking
That'd be fire.
cinematic crossover. That'd be fucking
Yeah,
cool as
he'd
shit.
be a cool villain or
So
hero or whatever. I think he'd be he has a vibe. Godzilla has a vibe, and there's plenty of villains in Godzilla that are peak. I think he's pretty lit.
Speaking of crossovers, they did one with Batman and Deadpool recently.
Oh,
They also did one with Superman and Spider-Man where they both get the symbiote suit. That shit
oh,
was
that's
dope.
dope. That's a dope concept.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like there's been some cool ass crossovers lately because Marvel and DC finally started getting back into like crossover stuff or interacting with within their own through the omniverse, let's say, with
yeah.
their respective multiverses, and it's been pretty fucking dope because the last time we ever had that with no rights issues or money or competitive bullshit or whatever was way back then where they had the Avengers versus the Justice League crossover
Oh, I remember
where we
that.
had Batman
Right.
versus Cap, yeah, and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool, you know.
Yeah,
Bat won, by the way, because type shit.
he's him. Yeah, he's
I don't
hype.
remember all the victors, but let's be real. I'm sorry, Cap was never beating Batman.
Hell no. Hell no.
Like,
Yeah, Cap is not
yeah.
him. He's never been him. But by the way, folks, for you guys that are new in the stream, make sure to hit the like button. The more, the better. It's really appreciated. What's a common misconception people get wrong regarding durability in power scaling discussions? That's a good question. Common misconceptions. Durability. That's a good
I
question.
got one easily. Some people
Yeah.
think Naruto and Sasuke, like as Gettings, like in part one, can tank their own Rising Gun and Chidori, which is absolutely fucking bonkers. They'll basically try to analyze it as like the fucking laws of physics, blah blah, because they can use it this way. They should be able to withstand, but this like it's not. But what people confuse is there's a difference between like recoil durability, like like when a human holds a gun, right, and the gun shoots back with the recoil and the AP that it has, like our body can handle that, right? You know what I mean? For the most part, like we can deal with it. A gun's really fucking powerful. But if you get hit by that bullet, that's a different story. You know what I mean? Like that's a whole
Facts.
other fucking thing. And that's where people kind of like conflate the two or misunderstand and whatnot. To where like, yeah, Naruto and Sasuke, like they can hold it, and use it and withstand like the impact, right? Like the recoil with it. But if they were to get hit by that AP directly itself, they would get fucked up, which we see that. Like when you see Naruto and Sasuke clash, boom, equals out stalemate, right? When you see Sasuke hit Naruto with the Shidori, it goes right through his fucking chest. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but a lot of people conflate that as a concept, though. That's
Yeah,
at
that
least
that
what
is
comes on the
true.
top of my mind. Like
Yeah,
Ryzen
that's a
Shuriken, like, don't be like, oh, Naruto could do whatever. He could be. No, fuck no. If he got hit by that shit, he'd get fucked up.
facts. It's definitely more complicated than, every attack being created equal or every attack having, every kind of attack having the same durability. Like, it depends on the context of the exact attack, the exact person, the exact, momentum. All these factors play a role in determining how durability can be measured. Like Batman said, being hit by a fucking Rasengan and holding it in your fucking hand to unleash it on someone else, I do believe are two different things. There are many factors as to why that is. It's a very nuanced discussion. The more complicated you want to get, and the more deep you want to dive into someone's durability, especially for a fictional reality that's as complicated power scaling wise as Naruto or JJK. Fucking Dragon Ball is more simple. People punch each other and throw shit at each other. Doesn't get much more complicated than that. But Naruto, you have many aspects. You have chakra, you have speed, you have hacks, you have different kinds of abilities, you have different kind of weaknesses, vulnerabilities, strengths, chakra nature interactions. There's so many fucking factors to determine the durability. It's a pretty nuanced discussion, and I think kind of diving into a discussion like that and sort of presupposing that durability is very black and white will work against you, especially in a debate. If it's an open discussion, you guys can hash it out and not worry about someone winning the point. But in a debate, especially, it's very complicated. You should do your homework before really giving a conclusion, I should say, depending on what your goals are and who you're
It's like the
defending.
same thing,
So
the whole thing where people are like, oh, men into a splinter level. Like, bitch, that's not how
exactly,
durability works. Like
yeah,
like any ninja in Naruto or Boruto, they're all technically human level, but they have to apply chakra to their body in order to enhance it to perform super soldier or superhuman acts, right? You
Facts.
know, so like if they're not focused, if they're not battle ready, whatever, they can get fucked up by anything. A fucking animal, you know, paper cut, a splinter, you fucking name it. You know what I mean? And whenever their mental is like being interrupted or like potentially like, you know, there's a lot of things going, they're stressed or whatever. Because Minato around that point in time, not he had a lot of shit going on. The village is being attacked. He's worried about Kushina. Naruto is literally just born an infant in his hands. You know what I mean? Like there's all these like things and context and whatnot. And because of all that, like he didn't think a splinter was gonna come out of nowhere and stab him. You know what I mean? Like fucking, and it just hit, and that was it, right? And it just went through. Like it was just a simple moment. And if Minato was actually splinter level, he wouldn't be able to use a fucking nuke in his hand, a Rasengan. Like when he slammed that Rasengan into Obito, it caused literally a crater and a massive fucking explosion. Like his
Facts.
arm would literally go flying the fuck off his body if he was splinter level. Like our level, human level, he would literally die the moment he used the Rising Gun. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Or the moment he's like fucking going at like the immense speeds he's traveling, like his body would literally just fall
Like
apart.
rip
You
apart.
know,
Yeah.
like yeah, like that's just not how science works, and we know science applies in Naruto. We've seen it, laws of physics, everything in it. You know, so like at the end of the day, like Jay said, like there's a lot more to durability. There's a lot more like you have to really analyze the moment, what's going on, and so on and so forth, and the consistency of how it operates within the show. And like what we were talking about before, basically in simple terms, people think what's it called? AP for jutsu equals your durability. It's the same thing. And that's not true. The Raikage is a perfect example. He fucking has crazy durability, whatever, blah blah, and his AP is crazy strong. But all because he can use that lightning move doesn't mean that he can tank that. No, because when he actually gets hit by it, that's the one thing that actually can hurt him. You know,
Facts.
so while he's over here taking Ryzen shurikens the whole nine, you know, so like again, like Naruto, like AP doesn't equal durability, basically. You know, that's a common
Yeah.
misconception people have. And same thing with like, you know, where there's certain moments where ninja get hurt by things that are like, what the fuck? Like, that's just normal. Again, every ninja in Naruto is human level, but they have the ability to enhance themselves and perform all these superhuman feats, etc., whatever. Like even someone as powerful as fucking Madara Hashirama, if they weren't focused or you know whatever, they could literally get fucked up or stabbed, you know, and they can get killed, you know, by any
Exactly.
normal means eventually. So
Yeah. It's
uh,
far more complicated than AP equals durability. It's not
like
one to one
Boruto
all
got
the
hurt by a
time.
fucking turtle. Is he turtle level?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Like, fuck.
Exactly. So many
Shit.
factors. Did you see the Supergirl trailer? Yeah, I like that Lobo's gonna be involved. I like the sort of approach they're taking with Supergirl. She's not just, the Star-Spangled Banner that Superman was in James Gunn's iteration of him. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit new. It's gonna bring something to the table that, it's gonna be more of a mystery to us. Like, what's the approach here? I don't mind it. Um, should be something new. Did you see the Clayface trailer? It's a horror movie. That was even more interesting. Again, when it comes
Yeah,
to,
it looks good. I will
yeah,
say this: it looks good.
looks
It
good.
is pretty crazy. I don't know what Jay was gonna go about, but I'm a little bit concerned because it's like, how can you have a Batman villain without Batman? That's what's
That's
weird to me.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
true.
I'm fucking with it. I like it, but it's like if he's not in that, it's like, what are we really doing? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because I'm no offense, but nobody really, unless it's like a big popular like villain like
like Joker.
Deathstroke or
Yeah,
Joker or something like that, you could get away with that and try to, you know, but like that's why again they were able to do the Joker movie. The first one they made a fuck ton of money, right? You
yeah,
know, like if it's popular enough, sure, but one, not a lot of people know who Clay's Face is, especially if you don't know the DC comics or
yeah.
whatnot.
Facts. That's true.
And two, like if again, if it's a Batman villain or in Gotham City, everybody's going to be expecting, okay, where's Batman at? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, so that's my only problem with it. I'm not saying it can't be a good movie. I'm not saying it won't be a good movie. Shit, for all I know, from what I've seen from the trailer alone, it looks like it's going to be a pretty solid movie and something different too. With instead of just a comic feel, it's more of a horror feel. But I guess with the comics as well, it's different. You know, it's unique. They haven't done that yet. Not even with Marvel, they haven't done something like that. You know, so it's interesting. But
Yeah,
I don't know where you were going towards it with it, Jay. Though.
yeah. I think the
But
vibe I sort of get early on is like they're trying to go for this like poetic horror film, kind of like with Joaquin Phoenix Joker 1 and 2. I mean, 2 was very lackluster, but 1 was obviously very good. But like Batman said, the difference is Joker's very well known. Clayface, on the other hand, unless you're a hardcore Batman fan, you're more than likely not going to know who he is, what he is, his story. So that's the concerning part. I do agree with that. It's concerning because not many people are going to know who he is.
In the comics, he has a great story, by the way.
Yeah,
Great
great story.
story. It's a fucked up origin story. So like,
Yeah,
but that's what any of Batman's villains like. They all have some crazy ass fucking stories, you know.
exactly.
And that's why Batman's rogue gallery is fucking goated. But anyways, go ahead, Jay. But
Yeah,
yeah, you're
it's
not wrong.
definitely goaded, but that's probably the also the thing I'm worried about. The good part is I do enjoy that the fact that Gunn is sort of deciding, at least it seems so far, to go a darker route when it comes to Batman's verse. Or I mean, the same. There's obviously the DC verse, but in terms of his like own little world, Gotham, he seems to be going in a darker tone than, for example,
Is it
fucking
Supergirl Red Heart?
Superman.
Isn't that also like? Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, but
but I
I know
think
it's darker though.
yeah, it's definitely a different approach. Gunn is, very creative. Clayface, I guess, is the right type of candidate for that kind of movie. Again, the only problem is he's not that well known. It probably would have made more sense to have Batman in there, but I'm assuming Gunn wants a whole fucking big, marketing scheme
Shit, if
for
you
when
want to do a
Batman.
horror theme, like you could get away with it with fucking Deathstroke. You could have horror
Facts.
themes, badass themes, the whole nine. Like shit, dude,
Joker.
Deathstroke. A lot of people know Deathstroke. That's basically
Yeah,
he's a badass super soldier. Like
definitely
I
more
want
than
to see
fucking
that motherfucker
Clayface.
in the big screen. We haven't even gotten that man yet. We
Yeah,
have not seen him yet, and he's a goated. Like honestly, he's a villain for a lot. He's a villain for Teen Titans, for Batman, you name it. But he's a goated villain. Like that dude is fucking dope. He's basically like a super soldier Cap, but instead of like ninja and Batman type style with gadgets and shit, super intellect and the whole nine, you know? Like
facts.
he's
No, yeah.
fucking dope, man.
Clayface is an
So
interesting choice. Yeah, I
yeah,
think
very
Gunn
interesting.
takes big swings, it seems like with the Superman film,
Yeah,
his
he likes to
approach to
gamble.
that.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, this is a risk, fuck it. Which I don't exactly
You know,
mind,
but see, here's the thing, Jay.
but
Like, it's like, why do that when they could have easily had Robert Patterson's Batman with the clay face? I could easily
facts.
see that.
Facts.
That
Exactly.
atmosphere complements beautifully. Like, I
Yeah,
could easily see that. Like just if you're gonna do fucking Clayface, okay, like do that, but then at least have it connected to that Batman where maybe he's in the movie at certain points, right? Or like,
at
or
least.
eventually he comes in
Yeah.
and he's apprehending Clayface in the end, or like at least, you know, like.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna just let's just put this in who knows what fucking universe this motherfucker's in.
I know,
Like what? Like
exactly. That's another
that's
question.
another
Like
question too. Like is it even connected to the DC James is doing with Superman and all that, or is it just in a whole other fucking universe like Robert Pattinson's Batman? Like that's the problem. Like they're
so
making it
many
so fucking complicated. Like
exactly.
and when you make shit complicated, that's how you start losing people, or that's how you start losing money.
Exactly. You start
It's
losing
a
money
bad
and
fucking
people.
direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree
So
with that game plan. Yeah, exactly. That blueprint has not worked. I mean, Pattison, we're waiting another few years for his movie.
hey,
Joaquin
Marvel's doing that
Phoenix.
with Doom. They better
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They better hope
Like at least Doctor Doom it is a very popular and to an extent way more known than Clayface at least, you know?
yeah, way
So
more.
I'll give that and it's with Robert Downey Jr. who's a phenomenal fucking actor.
Him
But at
alone,
the
yeah.
same time, they're doing the same fucking thing. They're doing a big swing with that movie.
Yeah.
They're trying to like hit the reset button and really go big with this movie and everything because they've been struggling miserably with fucking Marvel.
Yeah. Ever since
It's been
Endgame,
rough.
it's been a struggle. Ever since Endgame's been over, it's been a struggle.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been
So
tough. A lot of ups and downs, mostly downs, honestly. But
yeah.
Doomsday is a big swing.
But
Obviously
Secret Wars
Spider-Man.
and Doomsday is going to be their saving grace. And
Yeah.
honestly, it's really smart. Like, yeah, they're doing something similar to what Jane's doing with this Clayface shit and whatnot. You name it. But
Yeah.
like, but they're doing it to an extent. But at the same time, I probability wise, let's be real. For one, it's an Avengers movie. Two, you're using Doomsday, not Doomsday, Doctor Doom. Like, there's a lot of variables with it where I can see it being very successful
Very.
and making a
Yep.
crazy amount of money because there's so many things they could do with it. Like, they could bring Tom Maguire into it, the X Men.
Yep.
They could bring the OG Hulk, like the one not with
Fucking
oh fuck, I can't remember his
Edward
name.
Norton, the original.
No, not
Yeah.
him. The one before that.
Oh, what's his fucking
Fucking
name too?
it was I think it was just called Hulk. But
Oh
but
yeah,
they
yeah.
like for how
Forgot
old
his
it was,
fucking
they did
name
a
too.
great job because it was a very comic like version of
Comic
Hulk
like.
where like the angrier
Yeah.
he gets, the bigger and stronger he
He would
like
get
it was
bigger.
pretty
Yeah.
dope. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he was getting bigger, like, and then like in the end, I don't know what the fuck they did in the end. Like he had to fight his father or some shit, and his father had like absorbing powers or some bullshit. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about that Hulk, not the
Oh
Incredible
yeah.
Hulk that has
I forgot his name
Abomination,
too.
because that one,
Fucking
yeah, yeah, like
yeah.
imagine them bringing him, because that Hulk is no fucking joke. He just
He's a
gets stronger and
monster.
stronger,
Yeah.
literally, like as the Hulk is, like the exact comic adaptation. He literally gets stronger and bigger. The angrier he gets. So like that Hulk was pretty cool. But yeah, not the Incredible Hulk, because that's the one that fights Abomination, which that one's peak. That's how Hulk should have stayed in the fucking MCU. And then they went to all the fucking I don't even know what the fuck happened. But yeah, but other than that, like yeah, fucking that imagine seeing that Hulk and Tobey Maguire and Wolverine
That'd be
all in like
sick.
one movie. Oh
Yeah,
my
that'd be
god,
fucking
bro. Or
sick.
seeing Ghost Rider like as well, like the OG. Even though those movies, I'm sorry, but they were fucking shit.
Yeah,
But I
facts.
do think it was probably because the writers and blah blah. But if they bring Ghost Rider too, shit. Like, bro, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of potential they can do here, bro.
Much
A
more.
lot of
Yeah,
potential,
much more
bro. Much
potential. It's
more.
just
You know, so that's why like they could get away with it. I could see him getting away with it. But yeah, with this Clayface shit, it's like, wait, what? Like,
yeah,
so
it's probably not the best thing to start out. A gun should have started out with the big hitters. Obviously, he already did one, Superman, but he should have done Batman. He should have done Flash. He should have done like the big hitters first, then worry about fucking Clayface. Like Clayface can worry about him later. Like
absolutely agree.
you know,
Absolutely
it's
agree.
that's the
Absolutely.
problem.
Shit, you want to know what
Yeah,
he could have done? You know, he could have done too. Like fucking. I know they've done the Suicide Squad a good bit, but do it legitimately, and to where that's how you could even first introduce Batman, to where he comes in
facts.
and whoops all their asses. You know,
Yeah,
like the animated movie. You know, like I
facts.
don't know. Like there's just many ways to go about it, and I just yeah, he's not
It's a
really
weird
doing the right
direction.
thing.
Yeah, it's a weird direction. Like it's definitely debatable the decisions that at least DC's made. Uh, there were people thinking James will use the Authority, which is an anti-hero group working for Amanda Waller. That's like the what, like the Suicide Squad? Yeah, I mean that again. That's something, yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, but the problem with that is no one knows that shit except for comic fans. DC, like
That's true.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking.
they're more
Like
obscure.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, and I know DC pretty well. Okay, like
Yeah,
so again, like you like Jay said, you want to make the money, you want to make the like stick to the most popular fucking heroes first, and then start building block phases, bringing other things in correlation and going big and go home. You know, like and that's fine, but yeah, you got to start like again. That's why Marvel from day one, OG days, they did such fucking brilliant, amazing money strategy fucking game plans. They started really small. They did it the right way. They started with the most popular fucking characters. You got Cap, Iron Man, fucking Hulk, like the characters that pretty much a lot of people know, even if you don't read Marvel comics, right? They started
facts.
from that single movies, then connected it, and then they started going in directions that people wouldn't really know unless you knew Marvel comics. But because of how good they were at filming movies, etc., and already establishing the most popular elements of Marvel, it worked and it all connected. Better yet, they did fucking Spider-Man first before the MCU. And why? Because Spider-Man is the most popular fucking Marvel character out of anybody.
That's just
He is
facts.
the
Yeah,
that's just absolute facts. Spider-Man happened first. Tobey Maguire set the bar. He happened, then Andrew, and then the whole MCU shit, and then that's when Tom Holland came into it. So like again, like Marvel got it right from the get-go. Use your popular elements first that will give you free fucking money, and then connect it all and make it great. And bring the big bads, Darkseid, Brainiac, etc. Whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like and again, it doesn't take a fucking genius to do this shit. The resources are out there. You got the Arkham games. You got the fucking go to DC cartoons. You got the fucking go to DC animated movies. Like it's there.
there's so
Like the
much.
comic,
Yeah, so much
it's
ammo
not
there.
hard, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
really
come on.
weird. Like the decisions DC, I don't know who the fuck's in power, or the gun, or who the fuck. Like where are you basing the logic for the decisions made all these years, all the cuts, all the
They
resets?
haven't
Like
even picked up Batman yet, dude, because James Gunn's reasoning was he's just such a complex character. Which, yeah, sure, I get it. You want to really make sure you're picking the right role. It's like Robert Downey Jr. They found the right one for Iron Man, right? Like great,
facts.
you know what I mean? So I know they need the same value and emphasis for Batman, but it's at the same time like it's been a good while, bro, and you haven't found nobody yet. You're still confused, like. So I don't know, man. Like there's just certain things where it's like I don't know, you know. I don't know.
Facts. Yeah, that's this is strange. But going on to the next big news, and possibly another piece of news, if it's true, Drake's finally dropping again next month. Iceman. Now, a lot of Twitter accounts have been saying fucking K Dot is dropping an album named Fireman to try to combat Drake. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think it is. I feel like K Dot would have dropped something himself, kind of insinuating it. I think people are just trolling. But Drake's dropping some heat. It's been, I think, over like several years since he's dropped a solo
About
album.
time, man.
Yeah, he
About
better drop some fucking
time.
heat.
Where
And
the
if I'm being
music
honest,
at?
yeah, I hope he drops some shots at certain people, including K Dot, just to start some fire again. Because that when that happened, that was peak for music. Him and K Dot single-handedly fucking reignited the rap game. I mean, we saw all kinds of people going at it. Fucking Chris Brown and whoever the fuck
Yeah,
he was
everybody.
going against.
Everybody. It
Everyone
was
was
World War III for
smoked.
rappers.
Yeah, K Dot and Drake were basically
even
like
even
the
even fucking
yeah, fuck
like bro, like
everybody.
even that fool that pulled the apology card, like fucking even him, like, and he's the
Yeah,
most humble, most friendly dude, and he came out trying to at first start shit with K Dot,
facts.
and then he fell back. J Cole,
Yeah, yeah, we
like
gotta
yeah,
talk
that
about
shit
that too.
it lit shit, it
It
lit shit, like
things yeah
um
Drake
yeah
and
yeah.
like K-Dot were basically like the US and Russia, like they started a war, the rest of the world followed. It was like fucking Travis, Chris Brown, The Game, fucking, this was all fucking Rick Ross's fat ass talking shit. Like there was all kinds of people
But
talking
I will
shit.
say this, Jay, Drake might be trying to do like a business move also, which is kind of smart if he does go this route, to where he might want to just stay away from that for a bit and let things even more dire down. Just
Yeah,
stick more to
it's
his
true.
music creative path and make a bunch of money, blah blah whatever, and then maybe come back to it and do what you're saying, whatever.
Yeah,
Because it could be a catch-22 situation where if he comes back too early, 'cause that's probably why he took a break for a good while because of all that shit. You know what I mean?
that's true. Yeah.
Like he found out who was his real ones, blah blah. 'Cause a lot of people turned on him, etc. A lot of people were being fake, blah blah. A lot of people were like making it where they had to choose sides, like all this shit. And I know that took a heavy mental toll on him. At the
Oh,
end of the
for
day,
sure.
like
For
it was
sure.
pretty
It
clear.
had
Like
to.
he made that one song, like "What Did I Miss," like,
Yeah,
and that was basically him, expressing all that and whatnot. So like at the
facts.
end of the day, like it's interesting. It's either like, but it's two ways, like you said. Either what you're going on about, he'll just immediately say, "You're like, fuck it, let's get it," or he'll do it smart, right? Make his banger songs, whatever do he wants to do, and then maybe go back to that, let's fucking get the smoke type elements. But I don't know.
Facts. Yeah, that would be smart due to the all the heat. I'll say this, speaking of J. Cole, Fat Joe, I even commented on it on I forgot what account posted it. Fat Joe basically was interviewing and saying, J. Cole says that he's the best. He says that he wants to smoke, but then he kind of leaves Drake in the dust and then fucking kind of leaves him hanging and says, I want peace instead of smoke. J. Cole then said, well, I do want peace instead of smoke, and I'll let my catalog speak for itself. I gotta be honest. I gotta agree with Fat Joe. Like, I get wanting peace, but if you're gonna help back up your boy Drake, which you made very clear, and then you leave him in the fucking in the dust to go on a 20v1, that is a little, it's a little weak. You left your boy hanging, and he literally had a 20v1, including K Dot. He had to go against Travis, Future,
Like
fucking
literally, like nobody's asking you to like fight K-Dot, but at least fight everybody else. Fuck them, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
bro.
Like help your,
The dude got
like do a song
jumped.
with him. Shit, he
Yeah.
just left. Like
He
he said,
left.
fuck this shit.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I'm
Like
bowing out." Like, bro, if that's your boy and you've done music with him, first person shooter, etc. You can't just leave him hanging like that. Like Drake was, that's again, that's why Drake dropped "What Did I Miss?" He's like, "Bro, I thought you guys were my dogs, and you left my ass in the shitter. Like I had to combat all these people at the same time because you guys, the main guys are K Dot and Future. Future was his fucking boy. Like Future and Drake made multiple platinum level hits, and then Future turns on him and talks shit. Like, bro, what is that about? Or Rick Ross. Rick Ross' career was made by Drake. His biggest hits are Drake featured. Like, bro, what's happening? So I understand Drake's probably confusion. He's like, bro, what the fuck? Like K Dot makes sense. K Dot is his rival. I understand that, but these other guys, like, bro, what the fuck? There's no loyalty in that game, and Drake's very aware of that, and I'm sure he's moving even more cautiously than he once was, and he should because that's some bullshit. He is dropping some heat. I did see him post a picture of when fucking K Dot won the best music award for Not Like Us, and he posts a picture of Dr. Dre and someone else, I believe, involved in the Epstein files, kind of high fiving, insinuating like, bitch, basically kind of insinuating something. Drake still wants to smoke, but again,
Like a
it's
hypocrite, basically.
yeah,
You know, with the
calling
whole
fucking
not
Kid
like
out a
yeah.
hypocrite, like bitch. Look at the people that you affiliate with, and you're saying that I'm a pedophile. Like, bro, shut your ass up. Drake is, we'll see if his music has any heat in it, but Drake's Drake's there. Drake's there. He's still in it, and I'll give him props. He's always willing
That'd be a
to
good angle to come back to, like to put that
yeah,
all into question, but like your hypocrite type energy and to play that angle really well and blah blah and
facts.
kind of show like even more like that'd be pretty crazy if he came back out like that.
Yeah,
And,
Drake's
and it
smart.
doesn't
I'll
even
give
have
him
to be
that.
like a diss battle or like a war either. It could just be a simple like, bitch, you're fuck, like fuck you, like,
Yeah,
and you want to act like you have the moral ground here or whatever, blah blah.
exactly.
So
And then another thing that was eye-opening is they released the artist with the most removed streams of 2025. Number one was actually Kendrick with over 200 million. A lot of people were saying he had K-bots. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he was aware of it. But the most removed streams out of any artist last year was Kendrick with over 200 million, followed by Sia, whatever that bitch's name is, who was like siding with him and not Drake. So fuck that bitch too. But they got the most removed streams of 2025. A little eye opening. Drake's not even in the top 10, by the way, for most removed streams. Again, eye opening. But Drake has some ammo now, maybe, but we'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. That K Dot shit was insane, bro. If it was my homeboy, I wouldn't pull that coward shit like J. Cole did. That was coward shit, bro. That's facts. Whatever, however J. Cole wants to paint it, that was some bullshit. That was some
like
bullshit.
guys, a good way to think of it, that's like fucking like me starting something, right? Like or whatever. Like all right, like we know somebody, right? Like let's like I'll just say like Swag Kage or whatever, right? Like Swag Kage says something crazy or whatever, and it's something in relation to me and Jay. So then I say something, right? I start it, and but then I back down, even though I started it, and then like Jay gets into it because he has to say shit for himself too, right? And then he started to go at it, with swag and whatnot, and it's turned into a big thing. And then I just like bye, gone.
Yeah,
like
exactly. It's
like
like, bro,
that's
what the fuck?
and mind you, and it's not just swag, like it's everybody going at Jay now. Like, and I just dip, like that's fucked up. Like,
Yeah,
get
bro.
the fuck.
That's some bullshit. Like, that's not how you handle conflict when you're backing up your boy. Like, win, lose, or draw. If that's really your boy, you don't do that shit. You don't do that shit. Like, I don't know, J. Cole, that was a little weak. That was a little weak, and he's gonna have to live with that, and I'm sure he knows that. And Drake will never forget that shit, bro. He will never forget that shit. But speaking of bullshit, Megan Thee Stallion uh broke
But
up
yeah,
with
that's the thing too.
Kate.
Nobody went to help. Nobody.
Nobody. Future,
Nobody.
fucking nobody.
Not
None
not
of his
not
boys.
not fucking 21/7. Nobody.
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 Nobody came in with the smoke. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what type of shit is this? But it is what it is. Drake can handle his own. He did perform well. I think he lost to K Dot in the end, but he handled his own against 20 fucking like 20 in the 20v1. That's just a fact. K Dot had the perfect card, the pedo shit. I'll give him that. But Drake he scrapped well. That's just a fact. So, but speaking of bullshit, Megan Thee Stallion, I guess, got cheated on by Klay Thompson, the NBA player. All I gotta say
What a
is All I
surprise.
gotta say is free Tory
Wow.
Lanez. No one gives a fuck that she got
Wow.
cheated on. Free Tory Lanez, bro. This bitch put Tory Lanez in prison for 10 years for something he didn't do because he clapped her friend. That's crazy work. No one gives a fuck. Clay, you dodged a bullet, bro. Fuck that bitch, bro. Fuck that bitch. That bitch is for the streets.
Hey, but Jay, speaking of all these things, one thing I did want to get into before, I didn't know if you wanted to talk enough on it.
Yeah.
But remember the whole sick shit?
Oh
Like
shit. Yeah, let's talk about that. I almost
so
forgot about
I don't
that.
know if we were gonna still be talking about that because I know we had to give some thought and whatnot, and you name it.
Yeah. So for
But
you guys that aren't aware, you know. And again, we're outside looking in. We're not involved in this beef. I'll just say this: fuck Noodles anyway, because I don't give a fuck about that pussy. But besides that, we're not involved in between those two, Six and Noodles. But Noodles posted some bullshit of Six, basically saying it was to give context, so it doesn't sound like he's a fucking monster. he was on stream. He was playing with his boys some game, a video game, shooting the shit. You know, like imagine you're in a Call of Duty lobby, basically your best friends. That's the context. He says, "Oh, I'm beating off to CP. CP standing for Kitty. You know what? I'm not even gonna say the fucking word." And everyone's laughing, haha. So Noodles uses that as ammo. He's like, he tags Troy. He says, "Oh, is this your boy?" And then Six basically says, "Obviously that's me. Like, why are you questioning it?" Noodles is like, "You're disgusting." And then Six says, "Well, you're friends with the rapist, and you know, so who the fuck are you to talk about it?" So basically, that's the whole shit between them. Noodles then threatens to say, "Oh, I got more. I told you I'd retaliate." And he's speaking in regards to Troy, basically shitting on him for being a cuck, a loser, friends with a rapist. Because he posts like this long post about Noodles being a bitch, which he is. I do agree. But Noodles posted this post I just described in retaliation. Six says, "Oh, if it can get worse, make it worse. I'm not moved by it." And Noodles basically says, "Oh, I'm not going to." Basically insinuating
It's
he doesn't have shit on Six, basically.
Yeah,
Um,
it's just crazy though, because like at the end of the day, like again, if we're gonna talk about morals and morality, Noodles is the last
the
motherfucker to even try to be
last
putting
pussy to be
anyone
talking
on the
about that shit.
stand. That dude
Yeah,
has literally done the list goes on and on. Racism, defending rapists,
he's a bitch.
him even being weird with kids and whatnot. Like I can go on and on, and literally all the proof is out there. Like it's not even something questionable. Like no, it's literally there. Like you're talking about a dude that literally showed his ass on Discord of minors. Like there's a lot of things with it. But at the end of the day, like what he did do with Six, because what is weird, the element is Six and Troy and Swag and all these people got on Seth for doing very similar things, edgy
yeah.
jokes or whatever, dark,
Trying to
whatever,
fly
blah,
up
whether if it's about
children.
kids or
Yeah,
yeah, like all this wild shit to fucking say. Like even if I'm making a joke, I wouldn't ever even go that far because I just wouldn't be comfortable saying
no
something
facts.
like
I
that.
agree with
Like that's
that.
just some weird shit.
Yeah,
But either way, like they were all real quick to get on them and blah blah and all this shit, whatever. But yet Six was doing the same exact shit. Better yet, probably all of them. You know what I mean? Why not doing whatever? And yet, like Seth wasn't excused or whatever, blah. But yet now it's okay for them though. That's where I call like okay, that's fucking bullshit, right? Because the same energy fucking applies. You're literally doing the same exact thing and then having the same exact excuse as Seth. Like that
that's
makes no
facts.
fucking sense.
Yeah, I'll,
I mean,
I'll
I'm
say
sorry,
this.
but like that's just straight hypocrite fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
Like so
yeah,
that I'll give Noodles at the end of the day, but that's literally it.
yeah. I'll
So
give him that.
like
I'll say this.
what I say Six is like an actual uh PDF or whatever, blah blah. No, if I had to bet money on that, I probably would have was. I highly, highly fucking doubt that. Right? Like
Yeah,
again, I'm pretty sure he's just very dark, edgy joke, whatever, blah. But point being said is you just can't say shit like that, bro. Like you
yeah.
can't. You know what I
I
mean? Like you
do.
can't, especially when you're get on your high horses and like the whole moral shit with Keemstar Stream and all of that shit. It was extremely similar elements, like exactly the same shit, copy and paste. It's not okay for him, but it's okay for you, right? And then we don't hold you to the same standards. Well, like, come on, bro. Like, at least apologize about it. At least own up to it. But like, yeah, shouldn't have, whatever, yada yada yada. And that's it. But no, there's no shame. There's no nothing. He didn't give a fuck. He just made excuses. And that's
Yeah,
my problem with it. And it's weird. Like, I'm sorry, but when you start saying things that are going around that spectrum, I don't even want to associate with you at that point because that's just weird shit right there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'll
That's
s-
just, but
yeah. I'll say, like Batman said, would I call him a pedo? No. Did he try to fly out a fucking child like Seth did? To our knowledge, no. Do I think he did? No. But would I joke like that either? Fuck no. Have I ever? Fuck no. Are you ever gonna catch a recording of me saying anything like that? Fuck no. And I do agree that's something that should not be joked about, even if you're in a COD lobby. Like, first of all, why would you come to the conclusion to joke about it? That's the first question. Second, why would you think that's funny? That's the second
like
question.
you're just asking for problems. You put yourself
Yeah,
in a really, really bad spot because anybody can clip shit nowadays, remove context, and now you literally sound like a fucking, a weirdo, right? Like I don't know if you guys forgot about the Doctor Disrespect situation. Like that was a very similar thing where like apparently he was in the whispers or whatever for Twitch and whatnot,
yeah,
and then he was like saying jokes or whatever, blah. But apparently it was just jokes, like just edgy, whatever, blah blah, and it was sort of minor. So like, who cares? And that was it, right? And blah blah. But that's the problem. Like, it's like, oh, you claim your intent was good, right? No bad intent, just this and this and this. But like, you technically can't really prove that either, right? So then it just puts it into question, and you
Push it in a
just put
bad
yourself
spot.
in a bad fucking spot. Yeah,
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
why would you do that? Because now it's just up in the air where everybody's gonna either think you really are that, right? Or maybe know that you're not, but still question you. Like, I don't know. Overall, that's just not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not worth the fucking stress, the drama, the whole nine. And if anything, it's not good for fucking business either. But I'm gonna be
It's
real with
not.
you. Nowadays, like people don't really care about that either. I'm sorry. The amount of people that drop the hard R or say crazy shit or done weirdo shit, whatever, and they can still make thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, still have their fucking YouTube channel and all this shit, blah blah. Like, it really doesn't affect if you really think about it. But Seth is an example. That motherfucker's still making money and doing his thing.
A lot of money.
So like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, whatever. But point being said, it's just you just don't do that shit, bro. It's weird. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, it's
Like, I don't know.
when it comes to minors, it's just a line that I would say most people agree shouldn't be crossed or tampered with when it comes to, you know, those kind of the comments or actions. I just think it shouldn't even be tampered with, not even joked about, because, minors are innocent. Minors, they don't have the ability to consent. So when it comes to other edgy jokes like fucking killing someone or some other crazy shit. I'm not gonna say it's more justified. It's all fucking dark and fucked up. But when it comes to things about non-adults, minors, that's when it becomes very touchy because they're innocent. There is no justification. I don't think there's even any humor in it. I think it's fucking weird.
See, and the
And
problem too, Jay,
so
it's one thing if you're a comedian, right? And that's different because you're working, you're doing it, like everybody already knows, like, and like let's say you're doing dark jokes, like you're a comedian, right? Like that's different. You know what I mean? Like we all know why you're doing it, whatever, blah, blah. But just if you're just a content creator or this or whatever bullshit, and then out of nowhere you see some crazy fucking shit like that, it's like, what do you expect, right? And then you just
yeah,
out of nowhere, like, oh, this was the reason? And I don't mean it literally. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's just weird fucking shit. Like
yeah,
that's all I'm getting at it, with it at the end of the day. Cause I'm sorry. Like, that's just a crazy fucking shit to say. To say like, oh, I am, you know, uh fucking doing jerking, whatever, blah blah, to freaking child corn. Like, that's crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's the
Crazy.
last. I'll say this for sure. Again, Six isn't a PDF file. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna like say he's a piece of shit or anything like that. But that's, in my opinion, the last thing that you should try to use for shock value or fucking whatever you want to call it. It's the last thing you should use. Am I gonna compare him to Seth? No. Am I gonna compare to Doctor Disrespect? No. Am I gonna compare to fucking EDP? Obviously not. He's not anywhere near them. We don't have the evidence for that. But again, that shit should not be joked about. It's weird to joke about. I'm sure Six, obviously in that context, he's gonna tell Snoodles to go fuck himself. Obviously, do I think he would say sorry if he was put in the spot? Yeah, I do. Do I think Six is a good person? Yeah. Do I think Noodles is? No. Fuck him. Seth, fuck him. Clyde, he's a bitch. He's in a different realm still. I'm not gonna put him in that category, but yeah, it was strange. Was I surprised? Yes. Should he have?
What's more crazy too, Jay? Like, this is the same people, like Troy, like his whole fucking thing on Twitter is like to hold all these weirdos, like, PDFs and all this blah blah whatever. But then you have shit like that, and then it just gets you thinking, like, I don't know, it's more to a point where like they're allowed to do whatever, right? But nobody else has any, like nobody else can, right? You know what I mean? And that's where it's like, wait a fucking minute, that's just weird, like
Yeah.
like even in their server, like I've heard from all kinds of people where like fucking there was people that literally like would like dead ass like, oh, I got banned for this or blah blah, or like all this shit, but yet nothing, like, and that was it. But then you have like this shit happen. Like, I don't know, it's just weird, dude.
I
It's just
do
weird.
agree. Like, yeah, I do remember the days where people would get banned for fucking nothing. Something far away from, being a pedophile. That's definitely hypocritical. Again, no one's perfect. I'm not fucking saying again Six is a piece of shit, but it's disappointing. It's disappointing. I think anyone can agree with that. Obviously his boys are gonna defend him. In a way, you could argue I defended him on Twitter, and Noodles little punk ass blocked me. Noodles is a bitch. He's friends with pedophiles. He's friends with rapists. He's probably a racist. He's a bitch. That I won't refrain from saying. But at the end of the day, just think about what you fucking say. Think about what you fucking say, what you joke about. If you make a little gay joke or call someone a retard, that's fine. But when you start talking about minors, it's different. It's a different story. It's a different line. it's far more
And
questionable.
especially when you know that's like a real world issue too. Like that there's literally weirdos out there. Like that's literally a thing. It's illegal. Like all that shit. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Like I don't know. Like there's a lot more things you could joke about, bro. That's all I'm getting at. You know
Exactly,
what I
I
mean?
do agree.
But
Yeah, yeah,
like Jay's saying, like again, if I had a bit of money, he's this and this. No, absolutely not. I'm not gonna be dishonest or weird or whatever. Is Six a good person or not? I would say for me that's questionable because again, like there's all these double standards or weird shit or hypocritical shit, and that's something I never really understood with Six because he does go along that spectrum from what I've seen and witnessed. And it's okay for him to do things, but never for anyone else, and blah blah and yada yada. So like, I don't know. For me, it's just questionable, but overall, like, I don't know. That
yeah.
was fucking crazy.
And I'll
And at the
admit,
end of the
like,
day, my rule of thumb, I want nothing to do with any of that shit. And
yeah,
the moment that's even within my atmosphere, whatever, I'm just by, gone, don't care because it's not worth the risk for me. I don't want to be
facts,
around
facts.
people that
Yeah,
can just say shit like that. Like that's not for me. I can't
I
do
agree.
that.
I agree.
You
And I
know.
think I'll
So
admit before Seth was exposed, he would be dark. He would never say minor shit. I would have said fuck him immediately. But he would always joke about other shit, and I would, be like, he's cool, he's dope, he's just, he likes banter. But again, when he got exposed for the shit he did, I was probably a bigger fan than him than anyone else. I was a bigger fan of him than I was of Swag. I was a bigger fan of him than Six, than anyone else at the moment. But as soon as I found out that he was doing shit with kids, saying weird shit that we saw him say, that was it. I didn't give a fuck. And, you know, obviously the straw that broke the camel's back was when I saw he was trying to fly out minors or a minor. That's You're dead to me. That's it. Now, Six done that? No. But yeah, that was disappointing. What he did say was disappointing. Why the fuck would you joke about that? Simple as that. Again, we're always going
yeah,
to.
and this is coming from the same people that like would lose their shit about Charlie Kirk and or like very sensitive or controversial political figures and blah blah, and all this shit or whatever. But then you do that, and then it's like, oh, so they could be the bad guy for X Y Z. With certain things they're saying, whether there's context, whatever the fuck it is, but then you do this, and now it's like, oh, you're good, you're innocent. Like, no, bro, like, it don't. That's another thing that doesn't make any sense. Like, they're super extremely sensitive, right? With all this other shit or IRL figures or this whatever. But then when they do things, it's okay. Like again, that does not make sense. I don't
Yeah,
get that
facts,
shit
facts.
whatsoever.
What
Like
happened
you
with
get
the
hold to the
noodles?
same pedestal as anybody else, bro.
That's facts. What happened to your fight with Noodles? Noodles ducked. I bought him a ticket, never showed up. He's a bitch. He blocked me on Twitter. We can't compare Six and Doctor Disrespect. No, I'm not
Pussy
comparing them.
boy.
Yeah, I can't compare them to each other. No, I won't say Six is
No,
a
like
pedophile,
obviously,
but
the reason why Doctor Disrespect, the main difference with Doctor Disrespect and Seth the Programmer in Six, Doctor Disrespect was actually in whispers with someone, so that's actually like a private conversation. So that alone is already fucking even more weird.
red flag.
And then
Yep.
two, and two, it also is a minor, whatever, blah blah. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of fucking more, with it. And then with Seth, same thing, like Jay said, like actually flying out a minor, like actually talking with a
Yeah.
minor, these conversations, whatever. What I was getting at with this similar dynamic and element, okay, was the fact that both of those individuals still said inappropriate things to a minor or about a minor, right? You know what I mean? And Six is doing the same thing here. It is about a minor. He is saying something inappropriate, something that's, the whole night is very fucking wild, right? Which would make you technically a PDF, right? Okay. That's basically what I'm getting at. He's doing the same thing, and then he had the same exact excuses that they did. That's not my
Yeah.
intent. It was just a joke, or this, or edgy, or whatever. It's the same fucking excuses. No accountability, no nothing. That's the similar element that I'm getting at, where it's like, okay, you can't go off and put him down, whatever, blah blah, when you're doing the same exact shit. Own up to your mistake. At least take some type of accountability.
Yeah, I agree with
That's the
that.
shit that pisses. You do
Yeah.
something, be fucking accountable. Be a man about it. Don't be a bitch about it and make excuses and the whole nine or whatever. Blah. Because again, you're doing very extremely similar elements. Sure, do they have certain extremes where it's different and blah blah, and even more bad and the whole nine? Yes, but he still did the exact same thing they did. The same exact fucking excuses, like
Yeah,
word
facts.
for word.
Yeah.
So
What did Six
that's what I'm
say?
talking about.
So Six said at the beginning of it. Let me give context again for people that are wondering. He was playing a video game with his friends. Like imagine a COD lobby. You're just in a voice chat, or whatever. And at the very beginning of the clip, he says, "I am beating off to CP." You guys can guess what that means. That's basically what he said. He wasn't saying like in a serious. I'll say it wasn't a serious tone. They were all laughing and shit. He was laughing while saying it. But again, strange thing to joke about. Again, I would apologize if I was in his spot. I don't give a fuck if I don't fuck with Noodles. If I, in some alternate universe, if I ever said that, I would say, hey man, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have said that shit. It is what it is. But Six didn't say that. He said it's an edgy joke. It is what it is. So, to be fair, it's probably hard to apologize to a little bitch like Noodles. That's the last person he should be apologizing to. Noodles is a bitch and he's friends with
It doesn't
pedophiles.
have to be Noodles either. Like that's not what I'm getting at. Like he doesn't have to apply. Like no, fuck that mother. Like again, he's
He's a
literally
bitch.
Satan incarnate. Like right, like.
Yeah, fuck
But at
Noodles.
least to like people that are hearing it, seeing it, like because that is disappointing, etc. The whole nine. Like you at least owe it to the people, okay, or to all around whatever. But like, hey, yeah, this is what I should have, blah blah blah, and that's it, and then move on. Done, right?
I agree.
But no, it was just the fact that he didn't give a flying fuck about it. Like again, and remind you, this is coming from the same people that are always trying to hold other people accountable, whether if it's on Twitter, YouTubers, the whole nine, the Seth situation, Noodles, etc. Right? So it's again like if you do something, have the same energy.
Right. It's the lack of like, well, from our perspective, the lack of remorse. Like the lack of remorse he has for it. He's like, oh, that's a fucking joke. So, him kind of like doubling down on it, arguably. It's disappointing. It was surprising. But again, Noodles is the last person who should be trying to virtue
And
signal
another thing
anyone.
that didn't help him too in that clip, like Six, whenever he speaks, typically he always sounds exactly the same. Like when he speaks, it just you never really know what his intent is, whether if he is joking or serious or not. He speaks very, very similarly throughout. You know what I mean? So like when
Yeah.
he just said it, he just said it as if flat out just normally. You know what I mean? And then he's just gone, and everybody's like freaking out. Whoa, blah blah. The whole nine. So like again, like I could see how people could try to shape into something, blah blah, whatever the whole nine. Because Six just has that type of voice.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it
very
just
monotone.
you can't really, yeah, it's very monotone. That's just how it always is. He's not
Yeah.
really with a lot. Like he can have emotion or do certain things, whatnot, but for the most part, he always has that type of voice structure. And he just
Yeah.
just casually said it. That's it, and then everybody else is like freaking out about it, whatever. So again, like it's just I don't know, it's just weird, dude. It's whatever.
Yeah, it was a strange. It was just a strange time seeing all that shit. The whole situation. It was all strange. Noodles blocked me after that. Noodles is a bitch. And he's friends with a pedophile, so he needs to shut his ass up. But yeah, it's basically like you see on the screen. The anime community in 2026, man, it's in a rough spot. There is some shining stars in it. Some of our guys talking about Sage, talking about Thunder Girl, talking about
That too,
Swag.
Jay. It makes
You know,
us look bad. Like the
all of
anime
us.
community, it makes
Yeah,
us look like fucking weirdos, bro. With all the drama or the bullshit, and it's embarrassing,
it's
man.
embarrassing. It's
Shit.
embarrassing. Like Noodles is the epitome. Seth, Clyde's little punk ass. They're the epitome of the problem here. Like, if it weren't for all this bullshit, who knows how much bigger the anime community on YouTube, at least I could say safely, would have been. What if Seth was never a pedo? What if Clyde was never a little bitch? What if Noodles wasn't never a little bitch? Imagine how history would have been altered. Like, first of all, let's just say this. If Seth was never a little bitch and Clyde was never a little bitch, I probably would have been in their circle by now. I was already getting in there before I knew the truth about them, obviously. I was fucking with them. I was talking to Clyde. We were chopping it up. Even Noodles, we were chopping it up. But those guys are fucking weirdos, bro. I'm telling you. And me and Batman, we call out anyone that has that sort of divergent behavior. Even if it costs us, and I'll admit, it's probably cost me thousands of dollars, thousands of subscribers, because I said, you know what, fuck that. I don't give a fuck how many subscribers they have, how much money they make. I'm not going to fucking conform with that bullshit. So go fuck yourself. And I probably did fucking just give up thousands of dollars in the last few years because I said fuck y'all. And I'm gonna continue to say that. I don't give a fuck because that's fucked up. I'm not gonna conform to that just to get some clout. Noodles had a chance to be that person too. After the shit that Clyde and him did to Seth, they had the chance to move on, to continue with their lives. And what did they do? They went back to him. They're making videos with him. They're on his dick. Those
Yeah, they
guys
went
are fucking
backwards. Like it
bitches.
literally, it
So,
literally contradicted the entire point of all of that shit. That burnt bridges, the whole nine, everything, like the damage, like just for
pussies,
nothing,
man.
for fucking
Pussies.
nothing. Like I'm
Yeah, bro.
sorry, and at right there and then, that immediately just goes to show Clyde is a fucking weirdo.
He's a
Okay,
bitch.
and
He's a bitch,
And
man.
Noodles is just a desperate fucking loser leech, like always trying to fucking leech off or whatever, blah blah. you know, and then Seth will always be just what he is because he, at the end of the day, he's just fucking Seth, right? So like, and it is what it is. But the only two that did that actual mature, rational responses was Six and Swag to just step away and just leave it be and leave the past in the
Facts.
past, and they moved on, they moved forward, right? You know what I mean, and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's some
it's
wild shit, and
sad.
that's some next level fucking like loser ass pussy ass shit right there.
That just
Like
shows, like,
crazy shit. Like that's
yeah,
probably that's one of like the very few ways for like to easily, at least for me, and I'm pretty sure for a majority, for just to lose my respect completely. Like I'm
completely.
sorry, I just look at you like a fucking bitch ass loser at that point.
That's
Like
facts.
I'm sorry, like Clyde, like I'll at least give this to Noodles. At least he has some fight in him, blah blah, and all that. He's still the like the epitome of what it is to be a loser. But Clyde is like, I feel like it's even worse with that motherfucker
That
because
dude just
that's some
evades,
crazy
bro.
shit to make a
Uh,
3 hour video, all that shit, you know,
for
playing the
what?
victim, all
Yeah,
this
exactly.
bullshit, and then just for that, like, yeah, that's weird, bro.
That
To go
dude is
back to your fucking so-called abuser and blah blah, like, no, get the fuck
all
out of here.
the face he put on during all, the face, the mask he wore when all that shit was happening. I can't speak to him. I'm traumatized. You're on his dick again, bro. And you don't even have the balls to even speak for yourself. You hide and what do you think our
And then
friends are gonna?
he tried to have tough guy energy with me and Jay, but
Yeah,
yeah, he
bro. The
can't do it
fuck?
with Seth. Like it's like, bro,
You are
like come
not
on, like
tough, bro.
full of shit. He's
Yeah,
just full of shit,
this
basically.
dude
Come on.
on the fucking DMs. You're a very evasive individual. Like, come on here and talk, say that shit to my face, bitch. And then he wants to bring Noodles on. Well, can I have Noodles on there? I thought I was evasive. Are you evading me now, bitch? Like, none of y'all are tough, bro. You guys have to you guys have to manipulate children. Your friend has to go rape a drunk bitch. Like, none of y'all are tough. None of y'all. Bitches, bro. All those people are bitches. Like, they're not tough. And they try to act tough. And what happens? They delete our messages. They block me. Y'all do not have the guts. Y'all do not have the guts. None of y'all do. Bitches. All of y'all. At least Noodles for a time had the balls to stand. Now he doesn't. He blocked me like a little pussy. But not tough, bro. Noodles doesn't want to fight me. Doesn't want to talk to me. Clyde doesn't want to do shit either. He's a bitch. So fuck those guys. Again, Six isn't on their level. Disappointing what he said. But yeah, you shouldn't have said it. It's that simple. But those guys are not tough. They're sellouts. They're in it for the money. They do not give a fuck about their people. They don't. It's that simple. So if they
And
could,
also just a disclaimer too. That's not going to change anything with Six either, guys. He's still going to be making videos. He's still going to have his career and keep probably growing and growing and growing. Like that's not going to do nothing either. So if anyone that like, oh ha ha, we got you Six and blah blah and all this shit,
not gonna work.
you didn't do because I'm just putting that out there. Like I'm just being real. Nothing's gonna fucking change. But again, me and Jay at least had some 2 cents. And again, at the end of the day, bare minimum we most definitely agree on is it was very very disappointing, just weird. It's just
Yeah,
weird,
very
dude, you know.
disappointing. The anime community is tainted. It's been tainted ever since Seth. And it's been that way ever since. The debate community is dead. Video, a lot of creators don't even post that much. It's just a dark time. And again, there's some shining stars in this community. Again, we're talking about Thunder God, we're talking about Sage, we're talking about Virtue. Guys doing their shit. Guys on the grind, not doing shit, not hurting
That
anyone.
have nothing to do with the weird shit or
Yeah,
drama or any of that
real
bullshit.
ones.
They're
Real
just
ones.
here for the passion, for the content creation, the love of it, you know, and to also be competitive here and there, and but to do it the right way, right? You know.
Exactly. They're on their
So yeah,
shit.
shout
And
out to yeah.
those are the guys we respect in this community. Naruto explained. OG. No.
Swag too. He's
Swag
never
too.
crossed that line. He's never, yeah,
There's a reason
always
why
been
he's
in the
not even
green on that.
around. He probably doesn't want to be. He's like, fuck this shit, bro. I don't want to be involved in this shit. I've worked too hard and too long to be affiliated with these people. I don't blame him, bro. I do not blame him at all. Shit, he's earned his keep. So it is what it is. But yeah, folks, if you have any questions about that, about anything, feel free. Again, we're always gonna say it like it is. If it involves hurting people's feelings or whatever the fuck, which we've hurt plenty of people's feelings, including Clyde's bitch ass, Noodles, enough to block us. I don't give a fuck. They do something fucked up, they're gonna hear about it. They're gonna hear about it. It's that simple. So, but yeah, any questions at all, please feel free to ask. We've talked about plenty. We have a few other things in mind before wrapping it up. And then after that, we'll do a dollar per minute.
But hey, but just real quick, Jay, and like again, I don't think it's unreasonable either. Like like again, like if me or you typed on Discord the same exact shit he said, or just said that on stream or whatever, there's no fucking way you're gonna tell me there wouldn't be repercussions or everyone wouldn't be looking at us a certain way. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like, come on,
Facts.
just like this is weird. That's fucking weird, dude. Like we probably be banned from thick, Sage Thick Half server, like the whole nine. Like,
Hell
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, come on. So like again, it's just fucking weird, So like, I don't know. We all gotta understand. There's certain lines you just don't cross. It's just that simple.
Yeah, that's not a line
Especially
you
talking
cross.
about something like that.
Facts. Did you see Virtue hop on Seth's stream? He hopped on his stream? I didn't know that shit.
I
That's cra
fucking
the
God.
fuck?
How desperate are we?
Bro.
Like,
Like, Virtue's that guy,
okay,
but
man.
that's surprising to me.
Yeah, we would have to confirm that first. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
I'd have
no
to see that
offense,
shit.
but yeah, because I have to see that. Because if that's the case, then well, wish you the best, Virtue. Because again, like I'm sorry, anyone that's just around that weirdo, I'm just no, like fuck no,
Yeah,
man.
he is, I don't know. It's just not good company to keep, you know.
No.
What are your thoughts on Clavicular? The guy is an interesting character. Obviously, that's why he's popular. He's like this young version of Tate, basically. Um, I do like some things he does. He calls out these 3 or 4s. Like, what he'll do, right? He'll have, like, I don't know where he goes, his own house or something. He'll have parties, invite all these hoes. Then he
Didn't he
finds
get
out,
that chick arrested too for smacking
yeah,
him?
W. That was a W, one
He
of his
got that
biggest
bitch
dubs.
arrested.
He's like, arrest this bitch. Arrest this bitch right now. And he wasn't joking. So I fuck with that. I fuck with, he'll bring bitches on. And if they have a boyfriend, he kicks them out. And he calls their boyfriends. He's like, hey, bro, your girl's here. Not your girl anymore. I'm sorry for you. I'm gonna kick her out. Move on. And the guys appreciate it. They're like, yeah, bro, I appreciate that. And then he kicks their asses out. That's a W. That's cleaning up the streets, or should I say, cleaning up the relationships and sending these hoes to the streets. That's a dub. That's a W right there. I do like that. I think overall he's all right. He seems like a young dude. I heard he had some drug issues. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is, I hope he fixes that. But he seems promising as far as an influence for men. Basically from what I get from him, his message is, hey, don't let a girl run you. Make sure you have a good girl by your side. Make sure they're loyal to you. Make sure they're not at mansions with me cheating on you. And he'll help guys out. So he holds girls accountable, and that's something men should do. If a woman wants to be with you and wants the benefits of that, she should provide something as well. She should benefit your life in some shape or form, whether that's supporting you, being there for you, maybe helping you with your business, something, fucking something. And obviously being loyal to you, not disrespecting you. I don't see a problem with that. I think it should be mutually beneficial. And if that's the case, W relationship. If that's not the case, end the relationship. It's that simple. They had a heated debate. Is that so? I wonder what the date. If Virtue is really on there, that's very, very surprising to me. There's been 8 different women in relationships or married that were down to
Maybe
fuck
it
on
was to
stream.
bitch him then. I don't fucking know. Maybe it wasn't like a friendly, like it was more of like to compete and like just
Yeah, if that's the case, W
and to
for
like just
sure.
say fuck you. Like if that's the case, W. But if it was
Yeah,
if it was like some weird YouTube business and blah blah, and then it just went wrong, like honestly, what did you expect? And two, like what are you doing? What the fuck are you
yeah,
doing? Like
yeah.
it's
My
Seth.
question, yeah, my
Like,
question would be why? What's the point here? Why are you on there?
especially for how talented you are, bro. Like again, nothing but love, but like for how talented you are, what you're doing, like everything, like you don't need to do that.
You
Like
don't
you got
need,
swag.
yeah. You
You got
guys don't
swag,
need.
bro.
No one
like talk
needs.
swag.
Yeah, no one needs Seth to make it here. Like even if it's slower, even if you don't blow up right away, you don't need that dude, man. You don't need Clyde. You don't need Noodles. None of those bitches. You don't need none of them. So there's been 8 different women that try to fuck Clavicle on stream. He's been exposing them. Hey, W mans, bro. W mans, because that's what should be the repercussions for being a whore. W mans. Um, it's a big issue. People don't realize how big of an issue it can be. Some of these women are for the fucking streets, bro. Keep your eyes open, dog. Keep your eyes open. You do
Oh my
not.
god, misogyny. No,
Exactly. It's
women aren't like that.
misogyny.
No, they're innocent.
They could do no wrong. It's the man's fault. Bitch, it's your fault. Bitch, it's your fault. They're home being loyal, and you're in the streets trying to fuck some influencer. You're for the streets. King, move on. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that. I've been hearing some crazy shit about Thrag. People saying he got some crazy speed. Thrag is a fucking dog, bro. Thrag is the single strongest entity in the Midzable today.
And probably the only actual Reacher might that is like actually planet level. Like probably the
Facts.
only one
Blatant.
because they took
Yeah.
Mark Nolan and that one I always forget his name, but like the
Thetis,
fucking
yeah.
guy that did the virus. Yeah, it took all three of them to build enough momentum and speed, and they had to stay close together too to like go through that fucking planet and cause the whole thing and you name it. You know, it wasn't like they just like fucking punched it and blew it up or did what
Yeah.
Frieza did by like Frieza just fucking literally
One
used
attack.
his fingers and just
Yeah.
grabbed the soil and the planet blew the fuck up. Like it wasn't
Exactly.
some like casual. No, like they had to build up the speed and power and do it together. Three of them
Three of them.
combined. Okay, while
Yep.
Thrag is effortlessly above all three of them. So meaning he is blatantly probably the only one that's actually planet level, which is crazy.
Facts.
You know.
Yeah, that's
But,
just
yeah.
major facts. He's probably blatant planet level. Like
But
he
that's
could
another thing
destroy
we
a
forgot to
planet.
talk about during the Invincible. Like that, if that doesn't convince you that they're not fucking planet level, I don't know what fucking more you need. Because like that one fucking dude, Jay, that you called out that apparently had like these copyright like allegations back then. What Daiko or Denko?
Oh,
Or whatever.
Denko? Yeah.
That motherfucker swears up and down they are planet level and shit. And it's like, bitch, should you not fucking like? It took three of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like fucking, they had to build up their speed and then like when Omni-Man like invaded the alien species, he literally had to go around and around and build up his speed in order to start casually destroying cities, not the planet, but cities. You know,
Yeah.
like they clearly have limitations. Like I know they're powerful, but they're no like people are just like, bro, it's right there.
Yeah,
Like,
there's been a lot of like
fucking,
Viltruman's.
they're not fucking planet destroyers. That like if they were
No,
casual
no.
planet destroyers, they'd be fucking doing some DBZ shit, bro. Like
Yeah, the only guy
so,
that's even, again, arguably blatant planet level is
arguably
Thrag,
it's Thrag.
and he's in his
Yeah.
own league. That dude's in his own league, like whole different league compared to Mark and Nolan and fucking Thetis and fucking everybody else. So all these discussions are like, oh, Viltrumite versus Kryptonian, like that's not competitive. That's not, or Viltrumite versus a Saiyan post Namek Saga or even post fucking Saiyan arc. That's not competitive anymore.
Bro,
That's
that's light work to fucking World Breaker Hulk. That motherfucker can
Facts.
actually destroy a planet with a punch or grabbing it or whatever. Like actually can do these things. You know, like DBZ again, characters that actually can do it. You know, by blowing it up with their key or blast or whatever. Or eventually when we get to fucking Super, where they're just doing it with their fucking fingertips and shit.
Yeah,
You know,
nothing. It's
bro,
nothing.
like I'm telling you, bro, like when a character really is a certain level, it will be shown, it will be emphasized. It wouldn't even be a fucking debate or discussion. Like typically the authors do a very good job demonstrating that, you know?
Yeah.
So like the fact that it's to the contrary and the opposite, like it's just no. Like and then people always try to highball like that whole black hole bullshit with Nolan and whatnot. But if you really analyze it, there's no way that is even all true or whatever, because if he was that fast in the whole nine, then why did it take him to do what he did in the Alien? You know, like when he's
Facts.
at the city destroying everything. If he was that fast, instantaneous, like he could just, bro. If you could go at the speed of light, you could easily destroy a planet. Shit, like
Yeah,
what the
facts.
fuck?
It's
You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, no, like
yeah,
it's just
it's they're definitely being wanked, and I understand. You know, the Viltrumites are awesome, but they're not DBZ. They're not Kryptonian. They're not on that level, bro. They're strong,
not. Homelander.
but they're
Homelander
not.
is not even on that fucking level. Like
Oh
that
fuck
motherfucker
no.
gets fucked up by radiation.
Fuck
Shit.
no. Yeah, that dude.
Like,
Even
you know?
fucking a weaker Viltrumite would clap his shit. He's not that strong.
No.
But he's Thrag is just, he's in a different league, but he's still not Kryptonian or fucking Saiyan level. That's just not the case. But yeah, folks, we'll go a few more minutes, and we'll do $1 per minute. If you want us to stay for longer, feel free.
Yeah, but no, like Hulk slams the fucking you know, fucking Superman slams, Thor slams. There's a lot of motherfuckers that slam. Again, I'm sorry, but if you ain't even fucking planet level, like I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Yeah,
Thrag's
bro,
the
you're
only one that can compete with
the
certain
only one.
people. The only
Yeah.
one, but even then, like if we're talking about prime to prime, Thrag gets fucking folded.
Oh,
It's not even in
facts.
competition. Like he ain't
He's
beating Hulk, he ain't beating Thor. Like Thor and Hulk are casual fucking planet busters when they're
yeah,
like
that's
at their
easy for
peak and
them.
shit, you know, like
They're getting
so
fucking
like
clapped
again,
up.
like yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's not even a competition. Like people are just weird on like the highball these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Just
like
bias.
maybe Mark like in the end because I haven't seen all the comics. Maybe Mark like towards the end where if he gets stronger or something to where now he's actually Thrag level or whatever the fuck. Then now you can make an argument for even Mark. But currently, from everything we've seen and like what we know, I guess it's not the case.
Oh fuck no. Yeah, definitely not the case right now. Not even for Thrag when it comes to the fucking sane. Are you fucking serious? Nah, bro. That's not gonna happen. Hey Jay, what are your thoughts on Chuck? I thought he was in the. I know he's in the circles with Seth and Clyde. Chuck, I think I mean, this is only is my opinion. I think he's a good dude, but he's very like passive, and he allows, it's not justifying him being in the circles, but he seems like he's like a very passive dude and just goes with the flow with these guys, which he shouldn't. Shouldn't, because fuck those guys. But from what I don't know too much about him. He just seems to be in their circle. He shouldn't be. Chuck should do his own thing and go hang out with Swag or Carthage Dojo or something. But he shouldn't be with those guys. He seems like a good dude. I don't know that much about him, but that's the sort of perception I have of him. So, have you seen the David case? Shit's crazy, dude. That guy's a sick piece of shit, and I hope he gets life, bro. That guy's fucking disgusting. From what we know, if the shit that they charging him with is true, he's a piece of shit. Disgusting, disgusting shit that I've heard about him. Obviously, there has to be a trial. He has a right to a trial. He has a right to defend himself. But so far, that dude seems like a piece of shit. You know, when it comes to again going back to what we were talking about, and obviously none of these guys compared to this piece of shit. But when it comes to minors, bro, that's fucking disgusting. Killing one and having CP on your fucking computer, bro. Are you fucking serious? It's fucking disgusting. He's obviously a deviant. Fuck that. Space Razor can destroy a star with his gun. Why did he need help with the Viltrum? It's interesting because I think it's more AP versus DP. So whatever his shit touches deteriorates, but it doesn't have like a expanding radius of destruction, if that makes sense. So he can go through a planet, but it doesn't
Yeah, if that was
obliterate
the
one.
case, when he shoots, everything would just get blown the fuck up and everybody
Yeah, like
dies. I
when
mean,
he
like,
shoots Viltrumites, they would
it's more.
explode.
I would say it's more like operates like on Matarazzo in a way, like like a hacks type AP type thing where
Yeah,
it could just destroy practically like anything. Like I'm not saying
it's like
anything, but you know what I mean. Like
piercing.
even something as powerful as a star. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more like
So
a piercing, like a Chidori. Like his shit seems like whatever it
yeah.
goes through, it does go through, but it doesn't like
But
cause like an
it's not a
explosive effect.
blast or like a fucking again, if that was the case, then they really would be fucked. Shit, he would die then. I don't think even he could tank
Oh
his own
fuck no,
gun.
he's
You
not
know what I
even
mean?
that
Or
power.
that
He's
blast.
not even strong. It's just his fucking
Yeah, like
gun.
it's just a gun, like so
It's the
yeah,
only
that's
reason they
just
saved it.
not
They fucking got his ass because of the gun.
but like think of it
Um,
this way, guys. Like, yeah, we make nukes, but do you think we can withstand a nuke? Fuck no, but we
yeah,
can
fuck
shoot
that.
it. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
I think the gun is useful. Obviously, that's why they have him there, so they can hold it. They don't really need him necessarily, but they said, hey, bro, you want to help us kill some Viltrumites? And he's like, fuck it. So, his gun is very useful, though. I mean, it literally one shots if he shoots a vital spot, Viltrumites. Even Thrag, when he shot at Thrag, I think it's kind of shown that he millimeter, like by millimeters, moves out of the way. Obviously, didn't hit him, but he's like, fuck that, moves back just a little bit.
Yeah,
So
like he
that's
knows it's dangerous. Even he
yeah.
avoided it,
He's
so
like,
that's
fuck
saying
no.
something.
Yeah, just fuck
And
that.
another element too, just to let you guys know, like stars, like the power of a sun or a star is no fucking joke. Okay,
Yeah,
that's no
it's
joke.
massive.
And mind you, that's just to let y'all know. Like there's characters in Marvel and DC where that's fucking light work to them, such as the Hulk, whatever, blah. And the Virtual Might, they struggle with that shit. They can't really with like the only one that is like can like withstand it to a degree, but the closer he gets to the core of the sun, whatever, then he can get fucked up, whatever, and he actually will die. Is Thrag because again, Thrag is just built different, right?
Durability. Yeah.
But yeah, but even then, like he's just not. He's still not even that strong. Like Superman, that's like
He fucking
fucking
bathes
pig
in it.
pudding to that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he'll bathe in that shit. He'll get me happy. He gets stronger. While they will die. They will get
Yeah.
fucked up. You know what I mean?
They're
So like,
they'll burn.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm just saying that like flat out. Like y'all talk about planet level, whatever. But when we're talking about stars, that's a whole other fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, none of them
So
touch that. Not even Thrag touches that shit. Not even Thrag. That's
yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about different levels of power that don't exist in fucking Invincible. Not even Thrag is touching that shit. He's not touching no star. He's not reaching that level of power. This is not. That's beyond any Viltrumite. So planet level, sure, you have the discussion, but fucking star
And again,
level,
it goes to also show that they're not beyond a black hole into that shit either. Because if they can't even deal with suns and stars, a black hole shits on a star.
facts. Yeah,
Like it's
facts.
fuck.
The amount of power it generates is beyond a fucking star. So yeah, there you guys have that. But yeah, folks, we'll go another. Let's say, have you seen Taco Bell selling chicken nuggets now? Taco Bell low key slaps, bro. It's underrated. It's underrated.
Wait, Taco
Uh,
Bell has chicken nuggets now? What?
yeah, I had their fucking breakfast
That's crazy.
um not too long ago, and this shit slaps. It does slap. I'm not gonna lie. They're definitely a little underrated. I'll give them that. Uh, thoughts on Pragmata drama and all the streamers like Hassan Piker and thought female streamers shaming childless men for feeling paternal instincts. A lot of streamers are fucking I don't know, they're very very strange people. Hassan Piker is a
They're
fucking
just
strange
desperate.
person.
They're desperate for fucking bullshit at shock value or whatever, or they're just like they're literally mentally unhinged, and because of like how popular they got, I don't know. I think it's the money that just gets to their fucking head and their ego, and they just be just saying they're doing stupid shit. I really do believe it, bro.
Yeah,
Like
bro. Some of these
fucking
people,
like if you're real and you're really about it, nothing will ever change you inherently. Like not money, not fucking fame, nothing. Like you will always be true to who you are, right? And that's a W at the end of the day. But a
facts.
lot of these fucking streamers, dude, they're easily influenced by their fan bases, everything, the whole nine, and or just reaching a certain spotlight. And next thing you know, they're just fucking I don't know, they're motherfuckers are in crack or some shit. So
Yeah, some
I,
strange
I
people out
that's
there.
why I don't even like go towards that atmosphere. Like I kind of stay away because I literally lose brain cells even hearing
I
or seeing
can't
it.
watch that shit. Yeah, some fucking
Yeah,
retards on there.
yeah.
Some people you
Just
just can't
stupid
listen to.
people.
It's like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
even saying? Fucking retard. But
And you know what's crazy, Jay? Then it begs the question: it's like, how the fuck do they get that popular, or successful? It's like, what the fuck are we doing wrong? Like, what we got to be as dumb as them?
like
Shit.
brain rot bullshit.
Like,
Yeah, it's like what the fuck?
literally, like that's the shit I'll never understand. It like, how the fuck do they even get to where they're at with just what they say and think? Blows my fucking mind. Blows
Yeah,
my
it's
mind. Makes no
some of these
sense.
people I do not understand. Especially, at least the thoughts it makes sense. It's just fucking dumbasses that are gooning to them, but some of these dumbass dudes that become famous, like
Like dead
what the
ass. There'll be a dude. The motherfucker could be literally boasting like about beating up women or some shit, and that motherfucker got like hundreds of thousands of fucking followers, and people fuck with that shit. You know what I mean? Like they're loving it, and like
like
or
what the
some other
fuck, bro?
crazy outrageous. And it's like that's the guy that's just living the dream right now. Like I'll never understand the streaming industry.
Never.
Never
It's
makes any sense to
fucking
me, dude.
wild. There's some
Like,
dumbass
to be
people on
fair,
there.
they're on. I think let's be real, they're on like the Kick platforms or like the other things where it's nowhere near as strict. Like if you're doing shit like that on YouTube or Twitch,
Oh, you're
you're
banned.
getting in trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're getting banned or whatever. But so thankfully there are streamer. I'm not saying like all streamer platforms. It's just certain ones, and it's just like I don't know. It's just crazy.
yeah. That
So,
shit
but
is.
but even Twitch and YouTube, even then, like they'll like to play favorites sometimes, to where they'll let certain people get away with a lot of crazy shit too, though. So
Yeah, facts.
technically, it is all, but they do at least a better job not allowing crazy shit. So,
Yeah, that's facts. But yeah, folks, we
but,
went over 2 hours. We'll probably wrap it up. Hope you guys fucked with that. I'm probably gonna clip some shit for the second channel. So if you want to see parts that you didn't listen to, like the Invincible season review, the new Boruto season, Boruto chapter review, etc. Go subscribe to that channel if you're not already. It should be in the description. But we hope you guys enjoyed. There was a lot of shit in this thing that I'll probably clip. But yeah, much love, folks. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Peace.